on. What's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks and sometimes Chris Walker, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And it's Monday morning. We got a full day. I got so much. Oh my goodness. Got a chance to see a little itty bitty piece of basketball this weekend. But what I saw, I was good. I was good. I saw enough this weekend, but I hope everybody got back safe from the holiday weekend. I'm a little distant. I think somebody to move my camera around. I think somebody been messing around with my stuff. I just don't feel right. But where was that? But it's Monday. A shout out to my starting five today, and they are. Let me take a quick look. Let me look at both. Let me look at all the feeds. I want to look at all. So I can make sure I don't miss nobody. Okay, who we got? Let me look. On this screen, we got D. Holcomb, Daryl Anderson, Dale Griggs, Thaddeus Moody, Corey Willis, and the sixth man today is Ivan Pettit Jr. Y'all, we got two generations of people watching this show. Ivan Pettit Sr. and Ivan Pettit Jr. I don't know if that happens much. Two generations, father and son, watch and support this show. Shout out to the Pettit family. I love you. Love y'all, man. And ain't nothing you can do about it. I see Tina's in the building. Tina is, yes, Tina, everything's good. Grandbaby, everything fine. 10 toes, 10 fingers, everything. I'm just proud. I'm just proud. I'll be talking all day. So I ain't gonna talk about him right now. So I'll be talking all day about him. But let's see, what else? I'm looking through. I see Mindy. I see Rick Brown. I see Matt Shue. What's up? Hey, y'all. Matt Shue. Let me show y'all this name. Y'all look him up. If you ever want to learn how to play golf, if you ever want to actually learn, I ain't talking about go out there and buy all them expensive clubs and go and knock the ball everywhere. Golf is a game that you have to learn how to play. In the beginning, if you learn how to play it in the beginning, the proper fundamentals, the setup, the grip, the stance, that man right there, Matt Shue, let me put him back up on the screen. Just Google him. He's Googleable. One of the best golf teachers, PGA, one of the golfers, teachers of the year. This man right here, I promise you, if you want to learn how to play golf, quit spinning off, quit going and trying to play with your fellas and keep knocking the ball everywhere. And save that money that you've been going out there tearing up them people's golf course with. Go see Matt Shue, and he gonna get you where you don't have to lose as many golf balls no more, because he gonna straighten your shot out. You'll learn how to get around a golf course better. So I got him up on the screen one more time. I got to tell you this story. The first time and the only time I've ever went to see the Nutcracker was when I was a guest of Matt Shue and his wife. I sit up in the box. I was their guest to see the Nutcracker and enjoyed it. And I would go again. But if you want to learn how to play golf the right way, call that man, Kevin Freidman, and all you other guys is out there just knocking the ball everywhere. U of H #1, of course, they #1. You see, I got it on. How about them Cowboys? Yes, Cowboys. Hey, Cowboys look good. Doug, I need you, baby. I need you, Doug. I need you, man, because I didn't see no basketball this week. What I saw? Did I see one game? I think I saw one game. I had to see Wesley Yates. I had to see Wesley Yates at the Hoops Given, but I didn't get a chance to go to no other event. I had things to do. I was thinking about I was hanging out with my grandson a lot. So let's see. Let me see who else I got. Yeah, Kevin Freidman, yes. Matt Shue. If you want to learn how to play golf, Mindy, Dennis, if you know how you, well, I'm just out here hitting it around. If you want to learn how to play, go over there, Matt Shue. And he ain't going to charge you no arm and a leg. And tell him, say, look, Robert Hatter sent me. And watch how he treats you. How about the Eagles? Shout out to the Eagles. I'm just watching. I'm before I go into my thing, But Doug, stay there. I need you, Doug, because I don't know what happened this weekend. Mindy Collins, hold up. What Mindy say? Oh, yeah, Dale, shout out to Dale Griggs. Dale, I ain't playing your song today. It's too long. The Dallas Cowboys won again, man. They look pretty daggone good. Pretty daggone good. And I'm waiting. Usually Kevin Freitman always look at my background and have a comment. I don't think he know how significant that background is. I want to know if anybody know how significant that background. I just want to see. I just want to see, and I want to see it's a purpose for this. I always remember when I put something behind me, it's some thought coming to it. Let me see. Jonathan Griffin. Okay, Jonathan Griffin. Hey, Trey Phillips. Answer, Trey Phillips. Let's see. Man, I ain't been out to play golf in a month, probably. But whenever that tournament was, I just, y'all, sometimes, let me tell y'all something. Golf takes up a lot of time, and I've had so much to do, so I haven't had time, to just go. And when I ain't got time, so when I have time, I'm going. But if I don't, I'm not. Good to meet you at the game. Yeah, I met Jonathan Griffin at the game. Jonathan Griffin, what was that handshake that y'all? Is that a frat handshake that the young fella gave to me and he wasn't supposed to give to me? I felt kind of offended. I don't be doing me like I don't like that. What fraternity y'all in, man? He confused me with your frat brother. Man. Y'all explain that to me. Y'all see, I say, all these handshakes, that's why I ain't sticking you old dudes' hands no more. Alpha, okay, wait a minute. The Alpha, that's the fraternity that originated at Cornell, right? Jonathan Griffin? Let me know if I'm right. I think that's the one that's in Cornell. I think. Yeah, I think. Let me see. Let me look. What has Mindy been talking about? Mindy up there, I have. Oh, Mindy up there messing with. Okay. All right, Jonathan, shout out to you, man. I'm glad to meet you, man. That's one of the great things. I like going to these events when I see and talk to people. I went to the Hoops Giving. I supported Jimmy's event. That's the only. I was looking for. I didn't go to the Jamboree, Karima. I did not. Karima, let me tell you something. I just. Some things I had to be at Jimmy's event. He's co-host of this show, but certain things I just don't have to be at. I might not be at. And I wanted to see Wesley Yates. I wanted to see Money Mike played. I did not get a chance to go. That's why I'm going to depend on Doug, because I know Doug was there. And man, I have to be almost invited personally for me to really, really just go to your event, man. Y'all got to realize I've been invited personally to go to the Hall of Fame and sent beautiful letters and sent packages saying, man, I want you there. I want you there. So, come on. I guess I'm a little spoiled. But do anybody know what this background is about? And if y'all don't, and I just understand y'all so busy with your life, but I'm gonna share it with you. And that is Moody say you're definitely doing. It's just certain things. No, not you, Karima. You didn't have to invite me. The people who give an event got to invite me. I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I looked at all them damn games. I said, man, I said, I can't. It's too many damn games. Which one I'm going to pick to go see? So, boy, Jonathan Griffin then went Googling. Man, quit Googling. Did you see the Griot Awards the other night? I wanted somebody to know what it was who saw it. But Karima, don't worry about your son. I got your son's, believe you me, I got his schedule on my phone. So I got him. Byron Allen honored. Awesome. Did you see the Griot Awards? Because I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about this. This was one of the greatest award shows that I've ever seen. One of the greatest award shows that I ever seen. Y'all can have them other award shows now. You know how we was whining and Chris Brown the other day was whining about the AMAs didn't let me and Sierra perform a tribute to Michael Jackson. Let's get our own stuff. Quit begging these people, man, for their acceptance. Chris Brown, Sierra. The Griot Awards, and I'm disappointed that a lot of us didn't watch it, is what Black excellence is all about. I'm telling you, and I'm going to touch on it a little bit, but let me get, Doug, y'all got to talk. Doug, I got a new nephew, Doug, I got a new nephew. When you ball, you get the call. And I want y'all to call and tell this young fella, because I don't know him. I don't know him. I ain't know his parents. I don't know. I never seen this young kid. I seen him play one time. He didn't have a good game. And but boy, let me tell you something. Let me get to my hoops giving. Let me get to my high school basketball, Doug. I'm gonna give y'all a little smidgen of it because I don't want to talk too much. Because I don't want to. I don't want to take too much because Jimmy like to talk about this stuff. I ain't trying to. I'm just gonna give my little stuff. First of all, oh yes, Ben Crump's speech was powerful. What's up, Wes? Wes, you just come to town, whoop a little tail, go back home, come back to town, whoop a little tail, and come back home. That Wesley Yates, let me tell y'all something. Somebody was calling me, because I had some people went to the game to watch Wes for me, right? He said, Rob, for him to be the top player, Robert, he plays so hard. Robert, for him to be the best player, and then it's infectious, he makes the other teammates play hard. You follow me? I mean, that's an ultimate compliment. This the top player in the city. And a friend of mine who's never seen him play put up and said, Rob, this dude, Wes Yates, is unbelievable. He said his ability to compete, mamas and daddies, that's what translates in college. So a lot of talented kids go off to college. A lot of talented kids go off to play in college. But the coaches tell me, Robert, they don't know how to compete. That means if there's one sandwich there, who gonna get the sandwich? One of y'all gonna eat and one of y'all ain't. Wesley Yates, thank you. Wesley Yates got the innate ability that he hate to lose more than he loved to win. I'm gonna repeat that. He hate to lose more than he loved to win. Shout out to him. Shout out to his mom, dad. Them my dudes. I mean, it makes me proud when I can tell a dude, man, go over there and just look for this. I was in the gym, Hoops Giving Classic, standing up against the wall. So these dudes came in from the Yates game, because Yates game was next door. And he just said, and we were talking, man, the guy was talking, and he was over, he overheard me. He said, who y'all talking about the best player is? I said, he's on the bench right now. He said, you mean it's a player better than these guys is on the floor? I said, the best player in the building is sitting down on the bench. They said, why? He had fouls. He had too many fouls. He had a lot of fouls on him. I said, what? So he sat there. So the dude said, I can't wait to see him. So they set him out, I think, for the whole end of the second half. So when Wes came back, Them dudes looked at me. See, this is what I like. The dudes, that's why y'all understand. That's why I love the being around the guy. I don't know these guys. I wish I had got these guys' name. He said, man, I see what you're talking about. I see what you said. He's the best player in the building, and you are absolutely correct. And I don't throw those words around loosely, man. But when a kid just show up, and I'm gonna tell you else I was impressed about with Dallas Carter, the team that they played against. I watched their bench. Let me tell you something. Everybody talking about Dallas Carter from the hood, from the district. Those kids had the most mannerable and uniform bench. The players on the bench was into the game. Dallas Carter, if somebody know they coach, my hats off. I know Jonathan Griffin, you know they coach. My hats off. What's his name? Because I want to give him his flowers. Hats off to the coach of Dallas Carter, because those young men, I was right there by the bench. They even heard me cheering for Beaumont Westbrook, but they just looked over there and laughed and started cheering for their team. Don't ever let nobody tell us who our kids are, man. Dallas Carter, that bench was one of the best benches that I've seen in high school basketball. Coach Love. You tell somebody who know him, Coach Love, Lyndon Love, you my dude. And you talk plenty of stuff. I like the way you talk to the refs, too. You talk plenty of stuff to the refs. He didn't have on tennis shoes. He had on his church shoes, Coach Love. Shout out to him, man. Somebody please tell him that I watched him, and I'm so proud of him and his players, man. See that, Doug? See, I didn't know. Doug said their coach is one of the best humans in. Listen, I watched the bench. I wish I could have taped it. I wish all of our benches could be like that. Instead of coming out the game all mad and you know, mad because the coach took you out. Them kids come out saying, okay, all right, the next guy up. Shout out to Lyndon Love, man. Appreciate you, man. I never met you, but I can't wait to meet you, man. Another guy I was talking about. I'm just going down. I was impressed with who else I was impressed with? Wes Paye. Paye, my dude. I like Paye. Y'all, Paye, what did they? What Paye is? Clarence Paye? What? Give me Paye whole name. I might be saying it wrong. Great. Thank you, Doug. Doug. Paye, Clarence Paye, that's his name? Oh my goodness. I promise y'all, man, a couple of times I looked and double took like this, and I thought it was Terrence Arsenault. I like, hold up. Paye. And my football, Porsche, Traylon. And let me tell you something, man. Them dudes play hard. It's a parent called me and told me, Robert, them three dudes, 0 and 4 and Wesley, they play so hard. So see, y'all, it's hard for me to get. I got to get somewhere else, but I got to get back to this. Let me tell you something. I just love players that play hard. I love players. But now I got to shout out my homeboy. I ain't never called him out on the show because I didn't know him. And I hope I pronounce his name right. Okay? My young fella, when you ball, you get the call, Brian Boat, right? Young fella named Jamal Cretian. Is it Cretian? 47 points. Made it Crete. Played against In other words, a San Antonio team came to town, and this dude said, I'm going to give you a 40 piece going back up I-10. A 47 piece going back up wait a minute. He said, Robert Haller, that was our guy during the season. Oh, yep, you're right. Absolutely. But let me tell you, Jamal, you get the call, man. I ain't never met you. I've seen you play a couple of times. You didn't play that well. But this time, and I didn't even beat up on you for playing not well the other time. But son, the ability to go and drop 47 points in a 32-minute game, it's a hell of a feat. Shout out to Jamal and I don't know the summer team he play on. I can't keep up with all of them because I just never really seen him play that much. Shout out to him. Shout out to Michael Collins, Money Mike, for leading his team. They down that one of the guys, one of the high-ranked players, I think Bryce Jackson in the city, and Shadow Creek is continuing to win and had a tough game against JoJo Tugler, Division One player to go into the number one team in the nation. He played it and they beat them by 4 points. JoJo beat them by 4 points. Cy Falls beat them. Shout out to Money Mike. Shout out. I knew I saw greatness in your son when you were in the fifth, sixth grade, and I just not just the basketball. I'm watching the young man that you're becoming, and sometimes we need to get salute out to these guys, man. And then I asked Money Mike about Jamal. That's one of his best friends, and then I want to shout out up in Dallas. I heard about Ron Holland. I don't know what they was just telling me. I got if you're balling, they said Ron Holland. The Twitter went ballistic. So everybody kept sending me stuff. I don't know what Ron Holland did, but they said he scared the whole team. They said whoever team they played, he scared the whole team. So shout out. Doug said he dropped 32 at the hoops given with 8 3-pointers and then dropped. Whoa, this Jamal? So he dropped 32 at Jimmy's event and 47. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. Jamal, you get the call, baby. I didn't know about the 32. I missed you on the 32. Shout out to Jamal. And did I pronounce his name right? Is it Cretan? Cretan or Cretan? I want to have the kid's name right. This goes out all over the world, y'all. So I want to make sure his name right. Somebody might be listening saying, who is this dude Robert Hatter talking about? So what else we got? Robert Hatter, his dunk was top 10. What dunk? What dunk? Whose dunk? Whose dunk was top 10? Because I done missed some of the messages. Thaddeus Moody, who you talking about? Let's see where I'm at. So shout out to those guys. And I know, Doug, there's some more other guys. If y'all got, Holland, okay. It's some more other guys, and I know all of y'all guys did good, but I didn't get a chance to put my hand on it. I got the expert, Doug Jones, and Jimmy Hicks. He'll be on later. I'm going to give them something to talk about. Those are the kids that I just, I couldn't miss Jamal. It's Krayshan. Thank you, man. Thank you, Wesley Yates. Krayshan. I like that. Krayshan. Jamal Krayshan. Jamal, what's up, baby? I'm serious. I can't wait to meet Jamal. Back to the Cougars. AP's number one team in the country. I know Jimmy like to talk about it, but guess what? Let's see. Hold up. I think they got they got the new polls out. Houston number one, Texas number two, AP, this Associated Press. Virginia number three, Arizona number four, Purdue been balling over the weekend. Baylor number six, Creighton number seven. Creighton, yes, y'all got to watch them. UConn got the big 7-foot freshman. They're pretty good. Kansas number 9, Indiana number 10. Indiana is sneaking up in there. Let me keep talking. Alabama number 11, Arkansas and Alabama is tied for 11th. Tennessee, Gonzaga. I'm just going down. Auburn, Illinois, Duke 17, y'all. 18, North Carolina, 19, Kentucky, and 20, Michigan State. I'm trying to see how many Texas teams. We got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 Texas teams in that joint. Just trying to make sure. Just trying to make sure. But shout out to U of H, man. They're number one. Doug, how many times U of H been number one? Doug, how many times, Doug? Happy birthday, Mika Cryer. Happy birthday, Mika. Hope you have a great birthday. Happy birthday to you. Somebody call and tell her that Chop Shop said happy birthday to Mika Cryer, LJ, and Juice Cryer's mom. Look at Wesley Yates said not since 83. Wow, it's a long time ago. Wait a minute. Trey Phillips said 2011. Thank you, Freedman. It's two against your one. Thank you, Mindy. Mindy Collins is in the building. Hey, y'all, let me can I share something with y'all, man? Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Because I know we're gonna get into sports a whole lot in a minute. But I got to share something with y'all. 39 years ago. Wow. I'm proud. Y'all see? I'm proud. Y'all, I saw the Griot Awards last night. These the young ladies behind me. I was so proud of this show. Share the show. I was so proud of this show because this show reminds me of what we're trying to do. If nobody else is recognizing us, let's not worry about them. Let's have our own shows and support our shows. Something happened, and I don't know why, and I don't know what a scheduling conflict came in. And I don't know who had the event set up first. But I was reading, and this award show was the same night that Tina Lawson and her husband gonna throw some art thing. So Tyler Perry had to go, had to rush from there to be here to the and maybe a lot of those, because they all run in the same circle. Maybe those other people had to rush back and forth to go to the Royal Show. Let me tell y'all something. When people giving something like this, wait another day for your art show. Because don't nobody know about your art show. When people doing stuff like this, y'all, we got to support it. We have to support it. I was sitting there talking about Byron Allen. Y'all, let me tell you something. Until last night, I've been reading, but until last night, I didn't know how important Byron Allen and how many people he mentored. I didn't think he was that me. I didn't know. Byron Allen, I'm sorry, I didn't. But I'll never allow that to happen again. I told y'all, when you know better, you do better. Right? Byron Allen, all of these people talking about, he mentored them. Robert Smith, the same guy who gave them money, the same guy who erased the debt of the Morehouse. And I talked about him first on this show. A lot of people didn't know about this guy till I mentioned him on this show. The guy who gave at Morehouse University and said, look, all your debt of the 2019 class, I'm paying for it. Okay? Don Peebles, the guy I told you who's building Affirmation Tower, the biggest structure in the Western Hemisphere, a black man who said, look, Michelle McKissick, I'm not just going to let you build it with me. I want you to be a partner with me. Don Peoples, Cheryl McKissick is a builder. And the architect is the same architect that did the museum in D.C., the African American Museum in D.C. All of this was intentional. That's why Chris and I always tell y'all how we try to be intentional about what we do on this show. That's why I don't have time for these folks, all these old slick ass comments people be saying. Because we intentional about something on this show. Yes, we're going to laugh. Yes, we're going to talk. But I tell everybody, bring something. When you come to this show, don't come and sit back. Let's see what these Negroes going to say today. No. Y'all should come with something, Yolanda. You should come with something that's happening in your life that can help somebody else. That's why we allow the comments. I can turn the comments off. But I want your comments. But some of y'all just get a little slick. And then when somebody says something about it, y'all get a little sensitive. You follow me? He said, I said the same thing to my wife about Byron. Man, Byron Allen, man, hey, man, I apologize. Dude, you that dude. And he came on, because I know a lot of y'all didn't see it. He came on, I got to share this with you, because I'm going to get back to sport. Because all of this is going to tie up to how we live in our life. How in the hell we going to go to a sporting event if we ain't got nothing, if we can't pay to get in? How in the hell we going to send our kids to college if we ain't got no money? So we got to learn some other than If we telling our kids they're more than athletes, we got to be more than just damn parents. You'll get that one on the way home. Byron Allen said something. He said, the true queen of America. It's Byron Allen, owner of the Griot, who done went bought out. He bought the Weather Channel because he wanted. Let me go. Brandy, here I go. Brandy. Greg Morris, check this out. See, I don't want our kids growing up telling me they don't know who Byron Allen is. Like I grew up didn't know who Robert Reed Church was. Like I grew up and didn't know who Adam Clayton Powell was. We got to put this stuff on wax like I'm doing right now. So some kid can say, let me Google who this dude just talked about. This dude on TV, this dude on this YouTube, who is he talking about? Byron Allen said the true queen of America is Martin Luther King's widow, the phenomenal Coretta Scott King. He said she taught him something. She said, Byron, as black people in America, we've had 4 major challenges. Number 1, to end slavery. Number 2, to end Jim Crow. Number 3, to achieve civil rights. And number 4, and she choked up when she said, she choked up. She said, and the real reason they killed my Martin, we must achieve economic inclusion. See, we talk about, they didn't kill him about no damn, I have a dream. They said, dream on, Negro. When he started talking about us got to have fair share of this bread that's being divvied out. Greg Morris, on this same show last night, Don Peebles got on stage and recited to y'all the exact same thing I told you y'all months ago about the private equity being invested in this country. And it's see, the numbers that went up since we was on. It was 62 trillion. Now it's 80 some trillion dollars being invested in private equity. But 1.3% is to black private equity firms and women and people of color. So the 98% of all of this money that's allowed to be invested is handled by white men. 82. Thank you, Jonathan. 82. Y'all, he said it's economic apartheid. Byron Allen went on and said the greatest trade deficit in America is the trade deficit between white corporations, white corporate America and black America, and we must close that deficit immediately. They didn't kill Martin over his I have a dream speech, ladies and gentlemen. They assassinated him for the speech he gave at February 1968 at Stanford University in 68. And that speech was called The Other America. In the speech, he said, there are 2 Americas. One America has access to jobs and education and economic inclusion, and the other America does not. That's why they killed him. So when y'all go by, he killed him in Memphis because he was helping the poor. He was helping the poor, the garbage men. That ain't why he was killed in Memphis. They was plotting and plotting and plotting. It just happened to happen in Memphis. He said, in America, so last thing, y'all, we must achieve, in order how we achieve one America. We got to achieve one America. He said the 5 E's everyone must have. Everyone. Yolanda Greens, King Sticks, Greg Morris, Oh, who else? Jonathan Griffin. It's 5 E's. Y'all can write these down if you want to. Education. Thank you, Robert Smith. And thank you, Alina McQuarter, a young lady, 13 years old from Dallas, Fort Worth area. They honored her. They honored our big 13-year-old admitted to med school, the youngest black person to ever be admitted to. But guess what he said? We need 1 million more like her. Keep telling y'all, they'll give us one Beyonce. They'll give us one Jay-Z. What if we had 1 million Beyoncés and they ain't gonna allow that. So we got to do it ourselves. One person with $1 billion ain't gonna help us. Number 2, equal justice. Thank you, Ben Crump. He, powerful man. You got to go see his special on Netflix. Don't y'all just let these people talk negative about Ben Crump. Go look at his history. To know a man, look at his history. Not his story. Go look at, because his story, he can tell you he did anything. Go look at what he's done. The third thing everybody in America needs, economic inclusion. Thank you, Jamie Dimon. He said, thank you, Jamie Dimon. And J.P. Morgan Chase for a $30 billion commitment to the black community. Now, let me tell you something. Chase did the black community wrong for years. That $30 million just a drop in the bucket. It should be $1 trillion. But guess what? We got to start somewhere. Thank you, J.P. Morgan Chase. Number 4, he said environment protection. He said a reason. That's why I bought the Weather Channel. This Byron Allen, he said I bought the Weather Channel because have y'all noticed stuff that's happening that ain't never happened? How these glaciers and tsunamis and stuff just falling off, the polar ice caps just coming off, and we just think this is normal. In the GOP, y'all, you know, you black Republicans, they saying ain't nothing wrong with this. That's fake news. Cancer cluster, fake news. Number 5, empathy. Us that are privileged, people that are privileged, we must address this homeless issue, the food insecurities, and the mental illness epidemic that we have out here. Those 5 things everybody got to have. You got to have a home. You got to have some food. You got to have your mind. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. One of the most powerful shows. I can't not talk about it. I can still talk about your little son running up and down the basketball court. Yes, but he still, when he finished, he got to go in this damn world. And we got to, what was the 5? Karima, you want me to repeat it? Where you been? The 3 E's, education, equal justice, economic inclusion. In other words, let us in. Environmental protection and empathy. Empathy. We got to feel for these people. Not feel sorry for them, feel with them. I got you, baby. I got you. I'm messing with you. You know I'm going to talk stuff. See, a lot of people didn't watch this show last night. One of the most powerful, but we'll rush home and watch the Soul Train Awards. We'll rush home and watch the Oscars and the AMAs. And this show right here, I didn't want to turn it off. This platform, it's the same kind of platform. That's why I tell you, dude, I don't care what no other people think about us and me. I'm worried about y'all. That's why I always speak to y'all. They all right. They got the 98%. And tell us y'all can have the The 97%, y'all can have the 1.3%. And y'all split between all y'all. And private equity, y'all, if you want to know, this money comes from y'all. That's why it's very important who's the comptroller is of your state, who's the treasurer, and all of them people, because they handles where your pension funds and stuff, and who handles it. That's where that trillion come from. It's got to be invested. Them pension funds got to be invested somewhere. But we don't even think like that. Well, I was going to want to think about that much money, boss. Why not? I can't wait. I know I'm hitting you. Listen, all I want to do on this platform, this is why I tell y'all, it's everybody's supposed to be listening to this, Yolanda. All of your friends supposed to heard this morning. But I know some people busy and they can't do everything, but we got to share the show. Not for me. It's this message. A lot of people don't know. I got those beautiful women behind me. And just a few people on the know. No, they sung a song, Superwoman. That's the first time them 5 women ever been on a stage together. Ever. First time. I'm going to give you a little snippet of what they was talking about. Check this out. I can't give you too much because I don't want to check us off. They got Queen Latifah on the stage with them. Yolanda Adams, Fantasia, Jennifer Hudson. And y'all think I wasn't going to come on the show and talk about them? Y'all got to be out y'all mind. Black excellence, man. We just think we don't supposed to have nothing. We don't supposed to have nothing. Yes, we do. This is our world too. We just let, because we let them educate us. So we think that they supposed to, nothing against them. Because maybe if I had this kind of power, I wouldn't want to give it up either. But speaking of power of this show, The Chop Shop, one of our young interns, Nicole Hutchison, watch how I tie this together. Where Mindy at? Mindy like this. HBCU Go hires first all-female broadcast team. Byron Allen, the same guy who put this show on, who wrote the check, HBCU Go will feature the first female broadcast team and announce all HBCU basketball games on a digital streaming platform. Byron Allen, the guy I've been talking about earlier, watch how it affects the Chop Shop and you. The billionaire mogul, Byron Allen, is a pioneer in delivering groundbreaking broadcasting teams, shows, and features of HBCU fans worldwide. Allen's digital streaming platform, HBCU Go, plans to feature the first all-female broadcasting team with Laurencia Moten, Nicole Hutchinson, and Courtney Tate. Y'all hold on. Y'all let me take a break right quick. I want y'all to let that resonate right quick. Young girl who has been on this Chop Shop has interned for this Chop Shop. Byron Allen. Hold up. If y'all ain't gonna applaud her, guess what? I'm going to give it to her. Young woman out of this community. And a celebration of the 50th anniversary of Title IX, the new all-star broadcast team will include play-by-play announcer Moden and color analyst Nicole Hutchinson. Her mom and her dad, they grew up in this community. Tina Jackson, this one of ours. Jimmy will tell you, when she walked in the door, I said, she great. She gonna be great. She was right. She was leaving the chop shop to get to tennis practice when she was she played tennis at Harvard. She was so sharp, she went up to Harvard. Let me give y'all something. She's so sharp, she went up to Harvard. And that's when ESPN started a lot of this streaming stuff. So guess what they used her to do, Karima? Instead of ESPN have to always send in a reporter to report from Howard and the rest of them schools, they thought of something. Let me get somebody on campus. Nicole was the ESPN correspondent for Howard University. Anything come out Howard to go to ESPN, she handled it. Do y'all hear this? I keep telling y'all, this stuff can be your daughter. This stuff like this can be your son. Nicole went down to Louisiana. She went doing all of these small markets because when you're in broadcasting, you got to do a lot of small markets first. And now, Byron Allen, the same guy who put on that Griot show last night. Do y'all see what happened? Y'all see why I tell y'all to share the show? That wasn't my daughter. But I'm looking out for her. She was doing the Kentucky football game yesterday. Y'all, I know y'all. This just Robin and old Jimmy. I know them. The platform. Forget about me and Jimmy. The platform that allows Trey Phillips to say what he wants on this show. Within reason. Because I'm going to check him. I'm going to check him on it. I'm going to make sure he got his facts right. Do y'all hear me? Did y'all really, really hear me? Byron Allen said, I don't need nobody. Tyler Perry left the other party to come back over there because he got an award last night. The man said, Tyler Perry said, I can't, we got some black guys out here. We got some guys who some of them y'all in this community, he just said it to y'all. Tyler Perry, he put on a dress. He didn't put on a dress all the damn time. My deal was just that character. A lot of people do character stuff. He put on that dress. That's not bad. Yeah, but he put on a dress, but he showed you how to take it out and be a lawyer. He showed you how to take it out to be an entrepreneur. He showed you how to take it off to be whatever the hell you want to be. Quit complaining. You ain't done nothing. Well, you want to talk about Tyler Perry. He put on, but that dress he put on, and he catered to his people. So when he went to Hollywood, he had $75 million in his pocket when he went to Hollywood. That's why they couldn't talk stuff to him. What's up, Marquessa? But his people. He talking about the ladies from church who supported his event, who supported his plays in the beginning when nobody would support it. The church supported him. Patrick Punch. We got to quit. Y'all told you it's two structures. It's the social structure, how they see us, and the governance structure, how we see each other. That's why I don't let nobody come on here and talk about people. When y'all want to talk negative about these athletes, and this, I say, whoa. I'm not going to beat him up, Coach. You are. No. I'm just watching a guy that said, he got an award too. Tyler Perry said, if they don't invite me to the table, I'll just build my own table. He went down to Atlanta and bought a 260-some acre former Confederate Army base. The man went and bought the Army base of the very people that wanted him still enslaved. You just can't make this up. Everybody is making movies down there. Everybody. But Byron Allen said, who gonna celebrate this little young 13-year-old girl? Somebody gonna send you a tweet every now and then. Elena McCarter? Y'all, there's something going on out in this atmosphere. Something is going on out in this atmosphere. Something we supposed to be doing. We're doing, and we're good. Let me see. Elena McQuarter wins the Young Icon Award. This Texas teenager made history as the youngest African American. Yes, it's hard for me to get away from that, y'all. Because I love my people so much. Please don't be swayed by the other media outlets that portray us in such a negative light instead of the good things that we do. Reason I'm talking about this, because they're gonna talk about us somewhere else. But did you see this last night? It's a great example of how our portrayal is real and light, and live, and it's beautiful sight to see. Y'all saw this little girl. Did y'all hear her talk? She make you cry. Where's she at? I know I put it in there. Look, girl, here she go.
Good evening, everyone. You almost had me in tears up there. Just seeing all of my supporters on the screen, that really brought me to tears. Because I've always dreamed of this. This is a dream come true, standing on the stage in front of all of you important people. I just want to say thank you to God, who is everything in my life. Thank you. I want to say thank you to my mom. She's my biggest supporter, man. She's
Blew me away. Y'all go look at it. I ain't gonna spend the whole show talking. Y'all go. All I'm giving y'all is breadcrumbs. You need to go look that little girl up. Tina. She's so cold. You remember the young girl was over in Iran or wherever, got killed because she took her turban off? She said and cut her hair off, her locks off, in standing in solidarity with that girl. This girl, 13 years old. Steven Adams, I want to talk about sports, but Mike, shout out to Yvette. She at the Bayou Classic. And saw Southern go win, and so they can come and get smacked by my Jackson State. I said that. Yeah, I said that. I'm sorry. But did y'all see? I want y'all to go back. Y'all got to hear that whole thing. That little girl gonna have you crying, man. David Chappelle, one of the most amazing. Man, I got to play this because he's talking about black men. Y'all, I'm just telling y'all. Watch this.
When I think about being a black dude, a lot of people think about being black as a race, but as a comedian, I understand it's a point of reference. What a wonderful point of reference. The whole world makes sense with our glasses on, yet nobody really wants to try these on. I feel very lucky to have these glasses. I feel very honored to be part of this community, and I know that I stand on the shoulders of giants, that Hollywood is a place of a lot of broken dreams, but a lot of people work very hard. Eddie and Byron and Arsenio and all these iconic comedians that made everything a little bit easier for guys like me. And I hope to do the same, but if I don't, you know what I mean?
I love it, man. And the young lady, man, Alina, man, she just so genuine, y'all. Hold up, hold up.
Good evening. I was in a dream, and now I'm standing here on the stage. I was 3 years old.
She's so genuine.
And I came to her with a dream, and now I'm here. Okay. I am truly honored to be awarded the Young Icon Award. An icon, those are some big shoes to walk in. Speaking of some icons.
This little girl, man, just blew me away, man. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all got to humor me today. See, we don't need nobody to have our awards. We can have the Chop Shop Awards to honor our kids, to honor y'all. Well, Byron Allen, what he's doing is just giving us an example. And it's all I've been trying to do with us on this show. I tried to take this show. I want this show to be more, just like I got it from when LeBron say he's more than an athlete. Just more than the Chop Shop. Y'all got to realize this show was derived, forget what your opinion of guys talking in the barbershop. We talk about sports, talk about life, talk about everything. So I just said, there's other stuff that we can talk about. I just sit there and watch that thing last night, man. And at some point this week, we're going to talk about that Jerry Jones stuff. I'm not going to let Dale Griggs and them get off the hook. Have y'all noticed every time that I say I like the Dallas Cowboys, but what? I say I don't like the owners. Yeah, some stuff happened. And then we had one of ours, one supposed to be ours, defending him more than he defend anybody. I just don't understand it. Jerry Jones don't need you to defend him, man. But somebody in your ear, somebody that told you, man, you got to defend Jerry. Jerry Jones, y'all been had the power. I'll give this to you, Dale Griggs. It's the reason I can't support a lot of this stuff. And I ain't saying I'm picking on him. Yeah, believe you me. I'm aware of a lot of them in their shortcomings. But I know he got the power to change some things. He got the ear of most of those owners. They look up to him. He's the man. His franchise ain't won in 100 damn years. He got the most valuable franchise in sports. No, I'm not calling no Cowboys to come in front of them. No, these people are fans. They like their team. Like your team. That's why I always tell y'all I'm not a fan. And many of them get the call. Yeah, he ain't no fan. He ain't. No. And fan is the root word for fanatic. No, sir. I can take it or leave it. If you lose, you lose. I can take it or leave it. I love watching it. But for one of a guy that looked like me to come on TV, yeah, I'm talking about him. I never thought I'd, because I'm always really just supporting him. I just didn't understand why they used him. Why he allowed them to use him to defend Jerry Jones. Don't tell me about he was 14 years old. Shit, Emmett Till was 14 years old when he got killed. Support your Cowboys. I told y'all fanatics. I'm not telling now one of you clowns who not to support. I don't care. I'm talking about my problem is, I hope you're talking to Kevin Freitman, because I don't give a fat rat's ass who you support. My thing is, one of our best guys to be on TV under the most watched show on television, sports talk show on television, sit up there and defended that man like that. I don't care who you like and what. Y'all notice that I haven't been enthusiastic about doing the NFL picks this year? Have y'all noticed that? I don't care. I know that industry employs more black millionaires than any other American industry. So I told you I'm conflicted. But I ain't got to talk about it. I don't care about no damn picks. Tina, shout out to your team, the 49ers, for winning. Something just wasn't right about that. Something just didn't sit right with me. Then I look at Deion Sanders. The rumors. They're going to throw money at his assistants. See? Y'all see what I'm talking about? That guy that didn't hear a damn word that I said. Like I said, he must be talking to somebody else. Because I don't care who won the game. I don't care. I'm not going to spend $2 going in one of them damn games and buy not one jersey. You keep buying them. You keep buying them. Quit using other people's words. Carry on. That's Kendrick Perkins. Get your own words. See, I'm telling y'all them slick ass comments like that. Carry on. Out of here. But I'm going to go back. I'm thinking about Deion Sanders. I'm thinking about Jackson State. The rumors come out there. Rumors popped out. Scared Room West. Wow, Scared Room West. How you doing, Scared Room West? They're going to throw money at Deion's assistants. Y'all watch this playbook. People like myself said Deion is not leaving. But I said, don't be so hasty. Don't be so hasty, Rob. What we tell ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, I had to have this conversation with myself. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I just like Scared Room West. What does that mean? I'm curious. I like that. I like it. Scared Room West. I like that. Listen, y'all, I have these conversations with myself. I could go and do a lot of good things taking these white people's money. I tell myself this, right? You tell yourself this, right? Robert, you can go get this deal. Robert, you can do this. You can do this. I can go take this. But there's an unspoken contract when you take white people's money. There's an understanding. Y'all remember Scared Room West? Remember when I was telling you about the stuff comes with to whom much is given. Kyrie, you can talk your stuff, but you still want this check. There's an understanding. And sometimes a spoken contract, what you gonna do. Remember I talked about, and Chris couldn't get it around his head, but I remember Chan Zuckerberg gave the $44 million to the 4 black medical schools. In case you didn't know, in case you're just watching this show and you didn't know, like I didn't know at first, it ain't but 4 black medical schools on the planet. 4, in the United States. Okay? You got Meharry, you got Morehouse, you got Howard, you got Charles Drew on the West Coast. She gave $44 million to split between them 4. That wasn't that damn much money to me, personally. Yes, Mark Zuckerberg, much money you'd have made off of us. So, but my thing was they were going to use it to study the DNA of black people and how they can better serve them in the healthcare market. But my thing was Scared Room West. Who controls the intellectual property when these kids invent this stuff? Who controls it? Do Howard controls it? Do Chan Zuckerberg and Mark Zuckerberg does? I always want to know who controls the intellectual property. Because that's where you get paid. So sometimes, and a spoken contract about, what you're going to do, and I had to find that out personally. Every contract, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, can be broken. And then guess who make the money? The lawyers. Jerry Jones. I'm going to talk about him a little bit. We know why you out there looking at those young kids. They saying Jerry Jones was just out there. Simply wanted to continue. All these kids simply wanted to do was continue an education they were getting at a black school, but over here with more resources. In case you don't know, Jerry Jones, they found a picture of him stopping these kids coming into Little Rock School, standing in there blocking the road, and they just said he was just there. Oh, it's a secret room. So who we talking to? Give me your government name. You know mine, so give me your government name. But check this out, y'all. They wasn't there because them kids, Jerry Jones, when you was out there, them black kids wasn't there because they like you, Jerry. And we know your attitude toward black people. That's all right. When I see people out there trying to defend Jerry Jones, at least Donald Hall said, man, I ain't worried about Jerry Jones. I'm just worried about the Cowboys. I respect that. You're a fan. But when I see my people out there trying to defend him, I was disappointed. But maybe it's in his contract. Stephen A. Smith had couldn't say nothing. 'Cause my thing is, Jason Peters, just don't say nothing. Stephen A. Scared Room, what's your government name? I want to know who I'm talking to, because I don't want to call you Scared Room. That's not right. Maybe it's in his contract. Because Brandon Nicholson, couldn't he just not said anything? All these people in that crowd, he wasn't just there watching. Hey, Ashley, he wasn't just there watching. Ashley, I hope you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, because I'm talking to you. Just like in that movie Without Sanctuary, he wasn't just there. He was there because he was brought into a system where he thought that those black kids don't deserve to be there. And he wouldn't have them there. Or he wouldn't have been there. He wouldn't have been there if he wouldn't have did that. They talking about he just, you can't blame me for doing what I did at 14. They killed Emmett Till at 14. They killed Charles Steiner at 14. She said, I'm from Arizona, but I reside in Houston, Texas. And I'm still an Arizona Cardinal fan. Blah, blah. I love it. I love it. Arizona Cardinals, I'm going to always have a heart for them. I like J.J. Watt. I like DeAndre Hopkins. And I like Kyler Murray. He grew up in Texas, played at Allen High School. Brandon, I ain't finished. Kevin Allen, I ain't finished. Tamir Rice, thank you. 12 years old. Brandon. Robert Howard, he should have looked himself into the mirror same way he gave. Yeah. Listen to me, man. I like Stephen A. I'm not going to let y'all bash Stephen A. either. I ain't bashing no brother. I just said I'm disappointed. Jeremy, if you do something wrong, I'm not finna counsel you, Jeremy. I'm gonna say, man, y'all hold up. Don't do. The Silver Fox is in the building. Don't do Jeremy like that. But me and you gonna have a talk, Jeremy. Man, what the hell you doing, Jeremy? You were just witnessing. Jerry Jones, you was there intimidating them kids. If you wasn't there, it'd have been one less person in the way of them kids. Jerry Jones. 35 years could have passed by and you still run a plantation being an overseer. You were the first person to say, ain't none of mine gonna live, ain't none of mine gonna kneel. Then you got there and kneeled with them. Fake as hell. I said it then and I'm saying it now. Scared Room is so unique because everybody can't talk about this. This is why this show is so important. Y'all can comment. Y'all can comment. Yeah, y'all can bash him. I just don't bash people that look like me. I just hope y'all figure that y'all can bash people. Let's bash the people that don't look like us a little bit. Bash some of them a little bit. We so quick to bash each other. We so quick. Ain't happening. Robert Hatt ain't doing it. Even worse. You in the big house, boss, Jerry Jones. You are doing the same things your ancestors did, man. And this is who you are. That is why it's so hard for me to support the NFL, and I'm going against my own interests because I got guys in there that still have to pay me. I am going against my own interests right now. Herb, a few years ago, Herb, I wasn't this brave. But when you know better, you do better. All I can tell them young dudes, get in there, get your money in that NFL, save your money, and put yourself in a position of power so you can hire people. I ain't telling you not to go to the NFL, please. No. But I just wanted y'all to notice, I don't even bring up the picks no more unless they bring them up. It used to be a fun part of our show. Kevin Friedman. I don't do it no more. Because my heart, they done took my heart. Colin Kaepernick, they put a dent in it, and they just done took. I just can't do it. I love football, man. The idea that you are supporting these owners of black people running a ball, getting concussions, running touchdowns with half a brain, supporting this system that don't support us at all, put up a Rooney Rule. That is why you know contracts are BS. Listen to me, ladies. Ashley, there's a rule that states you have to interview, but you don't have to hire a black dude. That's the Rooney Rule. Some people don't know this, y'all. Some of you smart people that know everything, it's okay. There is a rule that states, remember I gave y'all a tweetable thing the other day. There's a rule that states that you have to interview, but you don't have to hire. I'm going to give you that information. One thing that made me successful. I learned the rules well so that I can break them properly. That's what the owners know the rules well. So, given a chance, does Jerry Jones have a black coach, head coach? No. He never had one. Yeah. Yes, the Texans are freaking terrible. Thank you, Karen Roach. Terrible. They set up this guy to fail. They set up David Culley to fail. If you don't have a good quarterback, you don't have good ownership, and you don't have a good general manager, you're going to lose in this industry. At some point, we are going to have to decide some things, Brandy, Mindy. Man, I'm finna whisper to y'all. Don't tell nobody. Okay? Black people could cripple the NFL. I told you, I learned the rules well. I ain't been 30 years in this business and don't know what the hell, how to work both sides of it. Black people can cripple the NFL. Brandon, which is the most successful sports league, period. That is why they got to stop Deion Sanders at all costs. I know y'all said, where is he going? Mindy, you already know I'm going somewhere. Kevin Allen, I hope you're still here. Deion Sanders represents a threat that is going to cut off the slave labor at the source. Look at it. I see your angel. Angel, I see it. Let me I see what they're doing. All I want to do, I'm opening your mind. Deion Sanders represents a threat, y'all. There was a time in this country Ladies and gentlemen, in case you did not know, men didn't know because she know everything. When you had James Shaq Harris, Ed Too Tall Jones, Doug Williams, Walter Payton, the NFL didn't care if you went to Jackson State or to Tennessee State or to Grambling or Southern. They didn't care. Oh, I ain't gonna let up Jason. I ain't gonna even let nobody in on the show today. I'm finishing this show today. We're talking about high school basketball tomorrow. We're talking about this stuff right here. We're talking about the State of the Union right here. This is a State of the Union address today. They don't care that Jerry Rice graduated from Mississippi Valley State. Hey, Jessica. They didn't care. They didn't take Willie Totten. That was Jerry Rice, quarterback, who was throwing him all the passes, but they took Jerry Rice, but not the dude who was throwing him the pass. I'm gonna let y'all. I got to get me some tea and get it down my throat. Jessica, I want the women to listen to that one. I want Ashley to listen to that one. Ashley, just listen to what I just said. Ashley, they took Jerry Rice, the wide receiver, but not the record-breaking quarterback who was throwing it to him. They said, no, we don't want no black quarterbacks. We want the dude was catching and not the dude that was throwing it. Because we want our quarterback to be white. Ash, check this out, Ash. I remember Jerry Rice and Willie Totten putting us almost a 70-piece on Tennessee State. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. My brothers and sisters went to Tennessee State. Man put a 70-piece. Willie Totten. Hey, Ashley, guess what his nickname was, Ashley? Satellite. Because the way he throw it so high and pretty, it looked like a satellite float. I'm giving it to you like a T.I. is. Chris F. Don't consider black to be. We know. But I'm just saying, you take the wide receiver, but not the dude who was throwing it to him. I would have wanted both of them. We playing against the same people that y'all drafted in the NFL. Yo, this is funny. Greetings from the Legacy School of Sports Science. These kids need to be hearing this. I'm going to keep it PG after yo so the kids can hear it. Y'all check this out, man. But Totten had to go to Canada because he came about 15 minutes after Warren Moon, who had gone to Canada. Y'all got to understand, Warren Moon is in the Hall of Fame. But they said no. He broke every record, the Pac-10 Player of the Year, Rose Bowl winner, everything, and they did not draft him because he looked like Slim McDaniel. Slim, I've been loving, boy, you and your tweets you've been lacking, man. I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I'm going to call you, Slim. Interesting, though. But I'm sitting here, Slim, just giving people a little history, man. Willie Totten came about 15 seconds after a guy named Jefferson Street Joe Gillum, who y'all know I done told y'all. Went to Tennessee State with my brothers and my sisters. Used to come back down to Memphis and hang out. I promise you, I was a little boy. He threw me a pass. And I never forget picking up. He had his Pittsburgh Steelers helmet, and I got a chance to put that helmet on as a little boy. Didn't want to play no football, though. But I liked him. He was cool. Who should have been the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers? But he ended up having to go to Canada because they put Terry crazy-ass Bradshaw, country-ass dude from Louisiana, in there. Because he had the complexion for protection to collection. For collection. That's where we had to go. if we wanted to play quarterback. Yes, he was better than Bradshaw. They didn't draft Titan out of Mississippi Valley, but they drafted the wide receiver, and the wide receiver is in the Hall of Fame. That's Jerry Rice. The NFL don't care about that position, man. They don't care nothing about the wide receiver position. And they don't care less about what school you go to. But Deion Sanders, you about to mess up this money for these white colleges. I understand you have to defend Jerry Jones, Stephen A., because your master requires it. You are like that little dog on the RCA logo. Y'all remember the little dog by the Victrola listening, trying to listen to the master's voice? Yeah, Jessica. But if you have a record-breaking receiver, wouldn't you want the guy that's throwing it to him? Because if he can't throw it to him, then he can't catch it. If he throwing it like David Mills, terrible ass. Once they, listen to me, y'all. When we going out, people talking about, people been calling us, want to do this with the show and all this, man. I said, dude, let me tell you something. We can be partners. I'm too old to have a boss. Partners. Coming here telling me what to do. But once they pull you in, they can take things away from you. And if they start taking things away from you, you're going to get used to these things. You will come running to your master saying, what must I do to be saved? Listen to me. Hear me well. I don't care what Kyrie and Kanye said in the context of the social media. Of the social structure. That's how they, how they go out, they doing all that. I don't care. What we are beginning to see, these things goes through rhythms. Regardless of whatever arguments we have with these brothers in the governance formation. You are trying to cut their throats, which means you're trying to cut my throat too. So when them people cutting Kyrie's throat and Kanye's throat, they cutting my throat too. As I watch people in this business and the people who came before me, when something goes on in this community, this chop shop give you a place to talk about it. When something goes on in this community, this chop shop give you a place to talk about it. If you are an African American, if you are of African American descent, okay, listen to me. Some of y'all gonna be in these spaces soon. I got you, Jimmy. If you're of African American descent in a public space, you have an additional obligation. And that's not to say that people who are not from African descent in these spaces don't feel that same one. I'm not talking about that, so don't go there. But we have to pick these moments to narrate. Tomorrow, I'm going to share with y'all because Jimmy done came on. Tomorrow, I'm going to share some stuff with y'all about Irene Cara. She passed away. I'm going to share some stuff about her that the New York Times is not going to write. CNN is not going to share. Because that's why we got this show. This show can tell it can tell your story. That's why it's so important. So I'm going to bring Jimmy on now. Tomorrow, though, remind me. Compelling story. A lot of stuff that I didn't know about this lady. Bad one. And I'm not going to wait the Women Rock Wednesday to talk about her. But Chop Shop, Jimmy, I ain't talking about nothing you're going to talk about. So everything you can say whatever the hell you want to, because I know you ain't shared this. So what you got? I hope you ain't on mute.
All the University of Houston Cougars, #1 in the country, baby. #1 in the country, first time since 1983.
Guess what, Jim? We not already talked about that. But come on, give me your. I started the show, Jimmy. Look what I got on. I started the show off like that.
Say,
but come on, elaborate.
Well, understand something. Not only is U of H #1,
Texas #2.
Well, we got UT at #2. We got Baylor #6. That's one half of the top 6 teams in the country. It's from the state of Texas. And a good chunk of their rosters is from the state of Texas. It's U of H. I'm going to go and tell you something else.
Talk to me.
Remember Phi Slamma Jamma? And this is just from me. I could be wrong. I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna motivate you to go and check and fact check this.
Give it to us.
Well, let's get the roster from Phi Slamma Jamma. And let's get the roster from University of Houston, this #1 team right now. And let's see which has the most players from Texas on the roster. Remember, the narrative, which was the 80s version of clickbait, was that this U of H team was homegrown back from the Phi Slamma Jamma. A lot of people were like, we kept with the top players at home. This is what could happen. That was the sale for many years. Man, remember, you had different coaches came through. They started at the beginning of the millennium with Clyde Drexler. Then who came after Clyde? Penders, Dickey. Those are just 3 of the ones that came before. Maybe missing one. Think about it. But the narrative was, man, if we can get the top players to stay home, the glory days would return. You would get packed houses. The ambiance would change. And guess what? Slowly but surely, I start to point out, right when Coach Sampson came into the job, we had a player who was arguably the top point guard in the area. Galen Robinson was the point guard. Right? So Galen was when Coach Sampson came in, he inherited the team with this young man. He was the top player. So they had already started to get top players. And
he didn't leave, and he stayed.
He stayed.
That's why Coach always talk about him, was that brick, that rock. Okay, got
you see?
Yeah.
So you think back then, think from 10 years ago. I just go 10 years ago. Matter of fact, yeah, we go 10 years ago. That's when it started, even before Coach Sampson got here. Okay. You got top players at University of Houston. And however, you got to be able to win with those players in order to keep the culture going.
You got to get the right mix too, Jimmy. Just don't tell top player don't mean. Yeah.
You got to give them the buy-in. And guess what? Let's go back. Let's everybody go back to 2012. remember we had Joseph Young in 2010. Joseph Young came. In 2012, well, he had to set that first year. So 2012, we had Joseph Young. We had Daniel House. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Daniel House.
Absolutely.
Two guys that played in the NBA more than 1 year. How many years count as multiple? 3, right? How many years Joseph Young played in the NBA? I know he was in Indiana 2 or 3, maybe 3. I think he played 3 years.
He played, yeah.
So that's multiple. So think about it. Who's on the roster? Those were top players from the area, right? Then you fast forward. Galen Robinson come. Well, you had Chicken Nose. No Chicken Nose now for 2012. Remember, Chicken Nose had to sit out that 1 year, but these were top players from the city. I mean, the top shelf. It don't matter what. Remember, I told you it's about the range, not the number. He was a top tier player. He was an A class player out of his that star-studded class. Then we get didn't LJ not Rose? Then he went to Baylor. Where did he go when he left Baylor, Howard?
It went to Brigham Young, didn't it?
No.
He went to
LJ Rose.
Yeah, but he went out on the way. He went out with David Rose, wherever David Rose was coaching. He went out there too. Yes, David Rose used to play with Linda. He went out to Brigham Young, one of them schools out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we go to 15, Galen comes in. Mm-hmm. And after Galen comes in, then that's when Coach Sampson, remember, they had a flock of players transferred out when Coach Sampson arrived. And think of how cold this is. At one time, they had the Thomas kid. He goes to Oklahoma and becomes player of the conference, become first team all conference. They had another player that went to Oregon. That was Joseph Young. He becomes a Pac-12 first team all conference. You had Daniel House goes over to A&M. He leaves, transfers. He becomes first team all conference. You had another kid went to Rice, I think, and left him, and he goes over to Rice. He becomes first team all conference. That wasn't Rice. It went somewhere else. It was 3 or 4 different Power 5. But my point is, they start keeping the players here, and it took a little time. Then, by default, unfortunately, Hurricane Harvey came. And then that's when Coach Sampson, basically, remember, we definitely could take credit. We had an idea that we pitched to the University of Houston, myself and Dane Irvin. We pitched the idea about collecting the stuff, the gear, and from all of the coaches, and getting the gear and distributing it out. And they took that baton, put their own seasoning on it, and ran with that idea. And he captivated the hearts of the country. Now people were paying attention to U of H. They were chomping at the bit. They start to win a little more. They got the new stadium built. The Fertitta Center opened up, and that place there was a breath of fresh air. The ambiance was just what they needed. It wasn't too big, it wasn't too small, and you had teams start to come in. U of H start their new tradition. The students would sit closer to the court instead of being in a cattle corner. And then you go and you're able to start attracting McDonald's All-Americans via transfer. Then you get one straight out of high school. U of H has turned down several top shelf star players who wanted to come back home. I don't know if you guys know this. Haller, you definitely knows this.
What?
that University of Houston has turned down players who were nationally ranked from Texas and primarily from Greater Houston that wanted to transfer in the portal and come back home. They're like, "No, we're good. We good. What we got? We good."
I mean, I don't know because I don't keep up with them that cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. When I say turn them down, mean that you're waiting on them to offer. You're waiting on them to make the contact, and they don't make the contact. That means they're not interested. Because trust me, the word gets there. You know? And now you look what they've built. They're number one in the country. Have anybody checked that roster yet? Yeah, there you go. Kevin Freeman's head. LJ played at U of H.
But he played at U of H, but he also played at BYU. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm saying, where did he ended up at U of H?
Yeah.
Came home. That culture. And now you see the alumni every game now. A lot of those guys from yesteryear that played, they're proudly returning. You see them in the stands. You see them embracing folks. I'm talking about all the moving parts. And I'm talking to Texas Southern University, who some of that culture is being restored over there as well. It's trickling over. They're starting next year, they're going to be full-fledged implementing some of the same marketing ploys that University of Houston does. Texas Southern is going to be doing some of the same stuff by way of now people understand TSU, they're going to want to come to some of those home games. But man, I am so proud because for both, think about it. This stuff don't come easy. It's a lot of moving parts, man, building a staff. It's a lot of moving parts. And each one of those guys on their staff, there's a connection to Coach Sampson. Every one of those assistant coaches, there's a direct connection. Years. Ain't no strangers in this locker room. Now people say, "Man, can you talk to so-and-so, give me a job?" I'm like, "Man, dude, do you know Coach? Coach is not likely to hire you, man. It don't work like that. Not in this program."
Yeah.
You got to be family.
It's very, very intentional. Very intentional how he hired. It's almost was act of God that Goldwire got in there. Yeah. It took some furniture movement, man. I've been watching how they work. Cause I've been in one of his settings where I've been in one of his home visits, and he have a connection to every one of his coaches. It's the amazing connection. I mean, when you hear him tell the story, I'm sitting there saying, it had me compare. I just didn't have no more years of eligibility. Because I would have signed with, the way he intentionally, his coaches were intentional. And they all meant something to him at some point in his life. That's unique. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, man. And so, did anybody get the number? I know guys like Coach Kevin Freeman out there. Did you check and see how many from Texas?
I'm gonna go down the list. Y'all just tell me wait. Michael Young from Texas.
Okay.
Clyde Drexler from Texas. Larry Mishaw from Texas. That's three. Benny Anderson from Louisiana, so that don't count. Where's Alvin Franklin from?
He from Texas. Lamar.
Texas. 4. Count. Reed Geddes is from Texas, ain't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
5.
Dave Rose, I don't know where he from. Hold up.
I think he from Texas.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. He probably from Texas. Yeah. Okay.
Houston.
Eric Dickens, where you from?
I don't know where Dickens is from. What?
That's a good one. Derek Giles, where is he from?
I don't remember where Giles is from.
Okay, y'all tell us. Ronaldo Thomas, where was he from?
I don't remember where Ronaldo is from either.
Brian, Cadillac wasn't on this team, man.
Cadillac wasn't on this team.
We're talking about this team, Kelvin. Brian Williams, Gary O, these other guys, y'all. They don't.
Yeah, but they on the team. We gonna see what. I'm just curious. I'm really
Dan
curious.
Bunce, David Bunce. I guess it was 2 Bunce brothers. Gary, Jimmy, they was the money kids. Gary Ozark and Brian Williams.
Man,
Eric Dickens, they say he went to
from
Madison.
Madison. Sure did.
Damn, that's about 6 or 7.
Okay. We want to compare the two. 19. I'm right now 83.
Hey, hold on. Most City finest. This man said Go Wild is a U of H legend. It's more U of H legends that the coach could have hired. When I said how it took an actor, it was a different behind Go Wild. They could have hired any other player from U of H. Wasn't because he was no legend. That's why he wasn't. That ain't why he got hired. No, come on. Most City finest. I'm trying to help you. You ain't been around in a long time. We done elevated this show a little bit more. You got to get your thinking cap on. So now what you said, Jimmy? Eric Dickens did go to Madison. Did you count him, Jimmy?
Yeah, Madison.
That's about 6 or 7.
That's about 6 or 7, and that's 1982 to 83. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm looking for hometowns. Like you say, I'm looking, trying to.
I couldn't pull up all that.
Right.
I was trying.
I'm trying to get the hometown for some of these guys. But anyway, you can pull them. We can click on. We got to on. I'm trying to see who else we're missing. So we got 6. We got 7 right now. Let me write them down. No. That's the wrong. This is fun right here. I'm really curious to know. I think it's close, but I wouldn't be surprised if this team hasn't beat. So we got Michael Young.
Oh, here we go. I got it.
You got it?
Okay. The Bounce guy from court. The Bounce kid. That's a Houston kid too. Dan Bounce. Both of them from Conroe, Texas.
Them.
The two brothers, Dan Bounce and David Bounce. Okay. All right. Eric Dickinson, Houston, Texas. Madison. Thank you.
Dickens is from Madison.
Okay. Clyde from Sterling, Houston.
Drex is from Sterling.
Alvin Franklin from Lamarck, Texas. Damn.
Alvin played on one of my pro-am teams back in the day.
I wish you had played against mine.
Would have whipped y'all ass. I had some gunners, man.
I was playing then, Jimmy. Jimmy, I don't even remember losing a game.
I'm telling you now.
Reed Geddes, Memorial High School.
Yes, yeah. Reed Geddes.
Derek Giles, he from Queens. We ain't gonna use it. Larry Mishaw from Worthing.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, Gary Ozark, he from Alvin, Texas.
You know you know what he was. You know.
David Rose is from Houston, Texas, Jim.
Yeah, David.
And then Michael Young. That's it. Then Michael Young. Damn.
What school David went to?
David Rose went to Northbrook.
Northbrook. I said Springwoods. I knew it was that's Springbridge ISD.
Mm-hmm. Michael went, he went to Yates. This all right.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10.
Damn.
That's counting the walk-ons.
Yeah.
We count the walk-on. Now come on up to 2. Let's get this year, Cal. Let's go. Let's get this year. From the state. Now, the one thing that we can say, Fire Slammer Jammer had no DFW players.
See, man, you always go there. Man, you Houston. Man, leave DFW alone.
Fire Slammer Jammer can hang their head on that. They was Houston proud in regard to that. That definitely was it. They definitely have way more local players.
Hold up.
Ain't no doubt about that. Now, we counting the walk-ons. Got to pull that roster up.
I'm trying to get to him, man. Man, I ain't quick as I used to be. I used to be kind of fast there, buddy. Here we go. So we just want Houston, right?
Well, Texas. No, we said Texas.
Okay, Marcus Sasser.
Okay.
From Dallas, Texas.
What school?
Red Oak, I think.
Hey, that's it.
Okay.
Let's go.
We got Jamal Shedd from Manor, Texas. Manor High School.
Let's go.
We got Ramon Walker. Matter of fact, Jimmy, Ramon Walker gave his committed on the show, on the Chop Shop. So you know I gotta always gonna love him. Shadow Creek, Padland, Texas. Let's see. No. Tremont Mark, Dickinson, Texas, Dickinson High School.
Okay.
Well, this okay.
You got more than that.
Okay, Jawan Roberts, Killeen, Texas, by way of St. Thomas Virgin Island, U.S. Virgin Island, Shoemaker High School.
Okay.
Ryan Elving, Cedar Ridge, Round Rock, Texas.
Who that you said?
Ryan Elving, like Elvin. Okay. Ryan Elving. Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, not him. Terrence Arsenault.
Okay.
You should know what school he went to.
I mean, you tell them a lot of people out there listening may not be funny.
He went to the Beaumont, the mighty Beaumont United. That's where he went. Jim, somebody just gonna text me talking about JVF Francis. He from Louisiana, ain't he?
He from Louisiana, but his parents lived in Houston. And he lived in Houston. They never moved away.
So high school in Houston mean you went to Houston?
He's from Texas. I mean, understand.
Louisiana and Texas now. Tell me.
Born, understand something.
I don't know where he was born in.
Understand something. There's a lot of players that where they were born and where they moved from, he's a Hurricane baby. So after the hurricane, they relocated to Texas.
Okay. All right, okay.
And so his parents never moved away.
Okay, well, go.
I mean, his uncle,
put him in there, because I wasn't gonna put him in there.
No, that's just like a Kelly Oubre. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those situations like that.
But Kelly always claimed New Orleans. He don't claim
exactly. But we know. But Houston always claimed Kelly. You know what I'm saying? You know.
All right. So, you got him right. You got JVF. No, JVF. We got Hold on. Nope. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. We just ain't got that many players, Jim. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
What about the walk-ons?
We got the 13 players.
What about the walk-ons?
What walk-on?
They got a couple of walk-ons on there.
They ain't on here.
Elvin one of them, ain't it?
Who?
Elvin.
No, Elvin on here. But they got 13 players on here, Jimmy. That's it. Chaney, yeah, I counted 13 players.
What about Chaney?
Chaney ain't from here.
Chaney ain't he from Dallas?
Tulsa, Oklahoma, Finley Prep. Henderson, Nevada. Tulsa, Oklahoma. I mean, what you trying to make him be from here?
No, he just no. Thinking about summer team.
Oh.
Yeah, so let's close. That other team, 83 has the most. I'm looking at 8 players versus like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 to 8 is what we have on the total count. And
Jimmy, in case people just coming on, we're talking about the number 1 team in the nation right now, past and present. That's all. We was ranked number 1. I said we was ranked number 1 in 83, and now in 2022-23, we ranked number 1 again.
Oh, Kevin Frame said the walk-ons now on their website roster.
Man, ain't nobody thinking about no Kevin Frame.
Now, I want to clarify, understand this. The JVF Francis situation, when you look on rosters, and it gives those players a chance to give their hometown and where they're from. And a lot of people will claim where they really was from. Because the hurricane, we have 2 situations with natural disasters. And if you didn't know, then some people will put the city that they were born in. Some people will put the city that they graduated from. But that's like if you look in Emmanuel Moutier, when he came out of high school, he put down. It could have been one of the city in Africa where he come from. So you get the opportunity or the obligation rest on the player from what they want to put in their bio.
Yeah, I mean, ain't worry about what the players do. I'm talking about where the kid. I usually go where the kid went to high school. That's how I usually go. The kid went to high school there for more than 2 or 3 years. I mean, that's where the Mr.
They can
Formative years.
stake claim on him, and that's
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
They claim on it, and that's what I thought. Reggie Chaney went to high school in Dallas. Now there you go out there. I could have swore that. I say, well, I know his summer team. He played on one of the teams out of DFW. He went to Frisco. Adam.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Yeah,
but he on here.
But I know, but he could have moved. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, guess what? You know what them summer teams do? You play on one or two of them, and they move. You get influenced to move to that city. I could have sworn he was from DFW.
Why did he put Tulsa, Oklahoma on there? Out of all the damn cities in the world.
That may be the connect. That's where he was from. Obviously, he didn't move from Dallas to Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? And that explains. Yeah,
these dudes crazy, man.
Yeah, so you got to put Chaney on there. We got to put Chaney on there. That's 9. Y'all think it was a skunk. It wasn't no shit. That wasn't no, it's 10-9 right now. And we're not even counting the walk-ons yet. Then get Bilal. Tell Bilal what's the name is for the 2 of the 4 walk-ons on that roster. Let me see. Bilal.
I'm not about to bother that man about them walk-on. I'm just not the walk-on type of dude. I mean, y'all. Hey, I know who I got a new nephew, Jimmy. Jamal Crashan. 47 piece on y'all the other day. A 47. Wait, when you give me a 47 piece, you come on. Jimmy. That's my dude. Hey, now Jamal. And then he backed it up. Wait a minute, he had a 32 piece and then come back with a 47 piece.
Yeah, I was there. I saw he had 23 at the half. He's a 10th grade kid. Remember that class of 20?
He in the 10th grade?
Yeah, that class of 2025 that I've been telling y'all about. One thing about this class 2025.
But Jimmy, I seen him play one time. He didn't play that good. I didn't see no 32 in him when I first saw him.
You don't have to see. He don't average 32 a game, so you don't have to see 32.
But this week he averaged 40. 38. He had a 32 and a 47. So, but I just didn't see back-to-back games like that in him when I saw him.
When you're that young, at some point in time, each one of those top shelf players in that class will put it all together. Now the thing is, it's going to be maybe asking for too much for some of them. If they get to put it all together all the time, then you're talking about a 5-star player immediately. It's going to come to a lot of them. But this young man he's at Maid Creek High School, and he's about 6'3". He's a lefty. He's long. He can shoot that thing. The thing about it, you mentioned the points. He had 9 threes that game. He had 8 threes the game before that. That's 17 3-pointers in the 2 games. Right? And but you know, one thing about it, that class, a lot of the star players showed up and showed out. And that we're talking about at the Thanksgiving Jamboree that was at Episcopal High School on Friday and Saturday. You know, a lot of people came in, good crowd, super crowds. You know, that event is back. I told Rick Nelson and we talked. I know Rick, you know, he was moving around, bouncing around, but I can let you guys know that now is that my fingerprints was on that schedule. So remember I always brag on my scheduling ability. So with RCS Sports, I put that schedule together with Rick. Rick had put something put through the paint against the wall and basically like on Soul Train. I mean, put these alphabets together for me, man. I got other stuff to do. I said, I got it, Rick. Don't worry. I know the feeling. I got it. I give it to him and give it back to him, and Rick might move something around. But then that schedule, we put that thing together, and I told him, I say, look, Rick, this way now you got to realize, like a person like Rick Nelson, when he put a schedule together, it doesn't have the same or the same exact value or meaning if I'm doing the schedule. If I'm doing the schedule, I'm doing it from an evaluator's standpoint as well as an event operator, meaning that I'm not going to put 2 games of 2 players that I know that myself or Doug or Archie or G-Day could want it, that need to see at the same time. You put them where you can go now. They can comfortably go and go from gym to gym, or they got some stuff. And I put one game in. You got a break. You want to go eat your meal. You might want to see this game. I'll put that. That's the way I do the schedule. And that schedule there was off the chain for Rick Nelson. That event has officially been reintroduced to the community. It's a mainstay. He's coming with girls next year. But I'm proud for Rick, pushing through. His daughter Nene was running that back door, running one of the doors. His staff, they had you went through there. They had police galore. You couldn't even get on the premises without going through a checkpoint.
Private schools like that.
Yeah,
I couldn't get to I went to St. John's for the first time in a long time since Justice. And I usually go a certain way. I got my little place I like to park. Can't do that no more. One way in, one way out. So I'm glad because, society has dictated. These people got to protect these kids, man, because these damn fools running up here with these guns and trying to kill kids. So, yes. Shout out to the Episcopal for doing the same thing.
Yeah, man. Shout out to them. And so I think it's the marquee game of the weekend was Beaumont United versus Thurgood Marshall. That was I think that was probably the signature on the schedule beforehand. That was the game that why, for many reasons. Of course, a lot of people in Houston still had not seen Beaumont United, which means they had not seen Wesley Yates III. Then, of course, you have Jalen Lowe from Thurgood Marshall. Some people had not seen him play. They've heard about him. And so the thing is, to Jalen Lowe, a lot of people had still been calling him, that's Marlon Lowe's son. Well, Jalen Lowe has turned the corner, 2 or 3 corners. He's Jalen Lowe. And it comes to the fact that whereas now it transforms where people say, well, Marlon is his dad. That's Marlon's son, but that's Jalen Lowe right there, Jalen. And that matchup, it turned out to be very intriguing. Of course, Beaumont United prevailed, but it wasn't the easy win. It was a single-digit win. And but Wesley Yates showed up and showed out. Jalen Lowe showed up and showed out. The better Beaumont United was the better team. They're the bottom line. And but both of those guys, when a lot of people pay their money to come and see what all this hype is about. And the thing is, locally, it's gotten a little bit different. People like to do a lot of post-game hype. Meaning that, and I'm going to ask you guys, why do you think this is? Right? And that is, why do you think people wait until the game is over with so many times? Then if your kid fares well, then you go to pumping the drums. Man, you see what he did against this dude. And I'm thinking, well, that's not how that's supposed to go. This is how it goes. You stake your claim, stake your bet, so to speak, your mental verbal bet before the game even takes place. Hey, my dude is going against this dude. Watch what he's going to do to this dude. This dude is going to show y'all when in this game. A lot of people like keeping quiet. They keep quiet. Then after the game, only when law of averages say everybody's gonna have a good game sooner or later. But why do so many people do that? And Angel, that's a good ass answer, Angel. Angel says, you know why? People hate to be wrong in public. That's a good answer. I can see that. But then you try to act like when they get one right, man, I told you watch. No. And I tell people, I tell people this weekend, you call me about it after the kid hit again. No. Especially when it's a marquee matchup. Stake your claim on this marquee matchup. And trust me, everybody out there has a schedule when they're going to play against possibly a Division I prospect. Let it be known.
So what should be said? My dude gonna bust this dude. Well, I mean, y'all help me. What should be said before the game?
It's different way to say it. Okay, from everything that you think that your kid is, remind me before this matchup takes place. That way now we can put it on I can mark it down that you're saying this. So that way now I can let the other guy know that this game here is your final exam. This your midterm exam. So that way now you coming out kicking butt, taking names. Well, the other guy might not even be enthused about you because he's ranked higher, and he's not even. No, it's just okay. I'm gonna do what I do on him, but I didn't know you want some of this. That's the whole thing. Everybody wants some of this, but you don't want the opponent to know that you want some of this. That's the difference in the city now.
So you saying the grown ass folks who supposed. I just don't understand what you're saying right now. Coach, it don't act like you're talking about the kids saying this. It's grown folks.
I'm talking both. Both. The kids are.
So a kid's supposed to come and tell I'm go on social media saying I'm busting this dude's ass tonight.
You don't have to say it like that. It could say okay, we playing this team next week, next Tuesday, next Friday. Y'all be there and watch what happens. Watch me perform. You don't think that I'm better than this guy? Watch me on this day. Now that's what that ain't got nothing to do with. There's nothing demeaning about that other guy. You see how I just said that? You just say, watch me perform. Come, I invite you to watch me perform. I'm gonna audition.
I disagree.
And show. Shit. Howard, let me tell you something.
No, I just disagree.
This is
because I know people who talk get their head tore off.
Okay,
I done seen the guys who talk. Most of the guys who talk that shit get their head tore. I done seen it personally. So I would advise them dudes to shut their mouth. Because the ones that did the talking, the one got their head clean, skin to the bone. Talking about what they gonna do to somebody. I'm just telling you.
That's a difference. What I just said. If you're saying what you're gonna do against somebody, then that means now that's you a battle on one person. You could come and say and put it all on you and your team. We're playing this top team. Come and watch me and my teammates. Come and watch this. I know if y'all think that team is better, you think they're gonna win.
I just ain't never believed in that. I mean, you can believe in it. It's okay. That's where you live. I don't believe in that.
But listen, I'm saying.
I just don't believe in it.
That stuff, it has added an extra jolt of excitement because unless you lay a goose egg, it makes the people get curious and it builds up a game and it helps create the ambiance that a lot of these kids seek when they go to games. And one of the reasons they move away and go out and say, man, the city ain't showing no love. Ain't nobody in the gym. Well, you're not marketing your own self properly.
Why are you supposed to? So you want the kids to be self-promoters?
That's when I understand. All I know is what I know. And when 20 plus years ago, when we started RCS Sports, around about 17 years ago, this was the normal. Whether people liked it or not, this was the normal. And you know what happened? The grown folk embraced it.
I know.
The kids
telling you, I don't believe in it. I've never believed in it. I just never believe in it. I mean, that's y'all. You the promoter. You the event promoter.
BJ Holmes.
But you're not hearing me.
What he was going to do to Jay Lucas if he got a hold of it. He said he was better than Jay Lucas. Jay Lucas was like, man, get out of here. Be for real. You know what I'm saying? You're not there. Right. So it was like that was a good job.
But I'm just saying, I don't believe in it. Listen, it's okay for somebody else to be. Some people drink and I don't drink. Some people do this. I
Okay, but I'm saying,
understand.
but the city, Nick Wise said, "This is my city." When they understand, DJ Augustine was special, but Nick Wise was like, "Okay, come on, give me." And guess what? Nick Wise did he come, and he didn't lay no egg against DJ Augustine. DJ Augustine showed him it's a difference between me and you, but at the same time, you came there and the people got what they want to see. And that's what I'm saying. That drew attracted crowds. It attracted people. There's dozens upon dozens of people out there that whether people know or not, they only come to they're gonna attend certain events every year, and they don't follow grassroots basketball. Somebody like certain guys, certain elders. They come out, they're gonna come to these events, they do a little homework, but now they don't have the Houston Chronicle to go and read previews about. They don't have the local news as of yesteryear that's gonna tell everybody about these guys. They don't have the JC's tournament no more where they can go. So now
Jimmy, we got more. We got more than the JC tournament. We got social media.
More.
So we got more. So you talking about the old school guy. They can watch.
But they gotta follow that. That's what I'm saying. They don't. A lot of these guys, you don't know a kid, you don't know who to follow. So that means now, it used to just be the conventional mainstream media. You get the newspaper, you can see who was what. They don't have the same type of coverage because of their extraction of their staff. They want you to go and scan and go online and follow it. But my thing is, when Tommy Mason Griffin and Ray Penn, that was classic. That was epic. That was talked before. Now, that was one time that I can say that John Urey actually practiced it and attempted to sell the marketing before the game. Now he goes and does it a lot after the game. But back then, he really bet out that Ray Penn was going to whoop Tommy Mason Griffin's ass back in 2008.
Hey, Ray Penn represented himself well too now. Don't
Yes,
get it
that's
twisted.
exactly my point. That's exactly my point. So even though Tommy Mason Griffin did just like
I didn't hear those two guys talk.
Yes, they did. Shit.
I just didn't. I didn't hear him.
Tommy Mason Griffin did talk. Ray Penn, John Urey did talking for Ray Penn.
That's what I just said. I said the two players.
Tommy Mason Griffin did the talking on his end. You tell him to bring it on, put us together in this season, this Super 16. We ain't gotta wait till the season play.
Listen. I don't mind it. I just don't believe in it.
No, man,
I'm gonna go tear your head off. Like I said, I sent somebody who ain't never seen a Houston high school game because they was in town to see Wesley Yates them play. And he came back and said, to him to be the top player in this city, he is the most competitive kid ever freaking. He called him number 0 and number 4. Paye and Traylon Point. Those the things that I like to see when you just say a person. I ain't hear Wesley Yates on here talking. I didn't see his pipe man talking. I didn't see that. He just came in and whooped that ass and let me talk about it today. I don't like talking before the game. That's just me. I've never liked to talk, but I never let my son talk before a game. I just never liked it.
But talking ain't for everybody. Everybody ain't cut from that type of cloth. Kendrick Davis was cut from that type of cloth. Okay. Kendrick Davis, when he got to play Quentin Grimes,
everybody don't talk.
Type of stuff. Bring him on.
Everybody don't talk. Yeah. See, that's what I said. Y'all can like it. But I just don't. Happens? You don't try to force me to like it.
But guess what happens? Kendrick Davis did well. Quentin Grimes did well in the matchup. When Tremont Mark played against LJ Crowd, it was some pre-talk, but not as much. It was some pre-talk. And guess what? They both fared well every time they played each other. Now, Tremont Mark just may have outscored him and end up beating him in the playoffs as a senior year. He dropped 40 on him twice, but at one time, LJ didn't even play. But he dropped 40 on the school twice. And guess what? Here's my thing. More times than not, if you're paying attention, the stars are going to leave with a satisfactory performance. So you don't have to be afraid. And you sit there, if you went so willing to wait until after the game, right, and waiting to see if your kid outplayed this other kid who ranked high. Wait a minute. Oh, so that's what this was about? So let's go on and get it out the way then. It's right now. It's okay. You got to match up
How
against
can
this
you
guy
predict what somebody gonna do?
because that's what they do all the time. I get phone calls after every damn game from somebody telling me, or they mammy or pappy or handler telling me that's why.
Dude, you the one allow yourself to get those ignorant ass phone calls and texts.
I
You allow that bad energy in your life. I'm just telling you, it just don't matter. I'm gonna talk. I talk during the game. Because I know I'm just talking about.
I understand what you're saying right now. I understand something. This ain't got nothing to do with you. So that's why
I'm talking about me.
I understand this.
I can't talk for nobody else. You talking for everybody else.
No, because you just hit it right on the head. You keep saying it don't matter to you. You're not the one that got to write about them or talk about them on the website. I'm talking RCS Sports right now.
So it's good for you. All right.
I'm saying something.
It's good for you.
Who created this shit?
It's good.
Who created this whole scope of revolutionary covering this city since 2000? If I created this shit, then I'm telling you what the rules is. So the rule is this what it stands as.
I don't care about your rules.
But if
that's the point I'm trying to get you to understand.
No, I understand.
You worried about you trying to protect something that you ain't gonna never convince me to agree with that stupid ass shit.
But it's my rule, meaning it's my platform. So
yeah, but they talk about that. I mean, that ain't. But I'm on the show right now, and you talking that ignorant ass shit while I'm on the damn show. So I'm gonna tell you I don't agree with it.
Let me tell you something.
That's all. You act like can't nobody agree with you? Cause I built this shit. Come on, man.
But I'm telling you something. All
I said is I don't agree with it.
No, it's far from being ignorant. That's ignorant. That's ignorant as hell.
But because you went to hollering and crying and whining about what you done.
That's what you sounding like. That's what you sound like. First of all, stand the fuck back. I'm talking about me and my platform. Fuck is you talking about?
I don't want to hear about. Excuse me. Talk about it some other time. Right now. But guess what? Excuse me, sir. I got the right. Excuse me, sir, with your tough ass. I got the right to disagree with that bullshit. Now, how about it?
Tell you something.
I got the right.
Tell you something.
I got the right.
If a person is seeking an advancement up under the eyes on my platform, I'm telling them how they get that advancement. That ain't got to do with nothing else.
What? Can't I disagree with it?
This is not up for your vote for agreement.
But you mention it while I'm here. If you had to mention it on, hold up. If you had to mention it on RCS Sports, your platform, I wouldn't have had nothing to say. But you mention it right here in front of me. So I'm supposed to sit here and say,
if I'm mentioning on here, this platform right here is a piece of my fucking platform as well.
But all I'm saying, it's a piece of mine and I don't agree with it. How about that?
So understand something. You said that twice, but it's not up for this is not up for your agreement. This is not, oh man, I need your thoughts on this. I'm telling you about a house. I'm explaining a house rule to those out there who don't quite understand. Because it's new school versus old school. And I'm telling you, if you want a quick advancement, then you mention to me the game that little Johnny is going to play against somebody. You let me know what you're expecting them to do. Then guess what? If he does it, guess what? Before he does, I'm going to put it out there and let the other person know that little Johnny is coming for you or your team. And little Johnny, this is do or die, according to him. And guess what?
So you're so proud of that. So you're so proud of that. If somebody disagree with it, you have a problem with it. If you're proud about it, you're proud about it. I don't give a fat rat's ass what nobody. If I'm proud of what I do you think I care about what you say or anybody say? Maybe you're not just so sure. That's all I'm saying. Maybe you're not so sure about it. That's all. When you got to get hot and bothered about it, all I said,
I'm not so sure about
I don't believe.
I know what I am sure about.
I don't believe on smack talk. And that's all I say.
Okay,
but you tried to. I did this.
So from one of the biggest smack talkers in the history of the planet, you don't believe in smack talk.
In basketball, I don't. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to call Herb Baker and say, man, look here, man. I got a kid over here. He going to hit 1,000 on your kid tomorrow.
You keep saying your kid versus your kid. I'm saying come see my performance and watch this against this guy that's ranked higher than me, or this team that's ranked higher than my team. Okay. That's a more formidable way to put that. It ain't everybody ain't cut to go and just say, watch me versus him. Oh, okay. But then some people are.
That helps you. It don't get to me. I'm just different, dude. I'm different from you. Sometimes you got to respect. I'm not mad at you because you believe in that shit. But you mad at me because I don't. Listen, I'm going to repeat that. I am not. You can think that way all you want to. I just don't.
It's no different than a boxing match. People talking to promote it before the event. It helps to get people to buy pay-per-view tickets. This stuff, I'm telling you, it has proven to draw crowds.
So what? Okay.
If those people want to play, if you want those type of crowds.
Okay. So you telling the parents out here. So you telling the parents out here in the John Ewers of the world, this is what you saying. Get on here and promote the matchup with your kid and another kid before the game.
You keep saying the kid and another kid. I'm saying your kid.
Your team. Your team. I'm Boogaloo State, and I'm going against Junebug State. I'm supposed to get on here and say my team finna tie this deep. I mean,
it ain't. Watch me.
I call that bulletin board. We call that bulletin board material.
Watch me against Boogaloo State. Y'all come out and watch me. We're gonna give y'all a show. That ain't got nothing to do with the
Jimmy, you said you be getting texts from the guys. You don't like the guys talking to you after the game.
Yeah.
About what they do, but they don't say nothing before the game. And that bothers you for some reason.
No, because you don't call me after that bad game 2 games ago, and you didn't call me about that one when you played against Little Giant and you scored 8, 10, 12 points. So you didn't say nothing about after that game. So that means Little Johnny, who played against you, he's thinking he shut you down. So it goes, though the thing is, once again, it creates an atmosphere of excitement.
Hey,
it creates an intrigue.
Maybe you talking about me. See, you made it personal. See, I never got personal with you. You made it personal, talking about I'm a shit dog. Yeah. On my personal abilities. I'm not going to get my grown ass on Twitter and text you and say, this dude finna bust, this guy's team is going to beat this team. I just don't get no satisfaction in it. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I just confidence in my team.
I don't get no satisfaction in it. Because guess what? The game got to be played. And 15 and 16-year-olds got to play the game. And guess what? One of them going to lose. So at the end of the day, I just like to talk about, like I did today, I just talk about the players that I saw that brought my interest. Guess what? Jamal Crayson, he piqued my interest. Money Mike piqued my interest. Who else? Who else I was talking about? Wesley Yates. Paye, they piqued my interest. That's the way that I look at the game. And that's all I was trying to tell you. Just because I don't look at the way you sitting up here thinking I'm threatening you. I just don't look at it that way. That's all. Got to respect other people's opinion. Because you built it like that. You got to respect other people's opinion too. That's all I'm saying. I ain't said it. I just came to some of the stuff. But I just couldn't do it to these other events that happened this weekend. But I mean, I watched the game, but me personally, I just don't believe in it. And that's all. Y'all can do it. Y'all can keep doing it. And I ain't mad at y'all for doing it. But I want to go on a record saying that I don't believe in it. He said, I missed the kid from ODY. Now the ODY got a chance. He missed me. I can see him anytime. I didn't miss the kid from ODY. All I know, I saw some people at the game too. What's his name? Jacoby. And they talked. You the only person I done heard mention the ODY kid. That's all. Maybe my person wasn't looking. Maybe he didn't see the ODY. I don't even know. Who is the ODY kid? Who is he, Jimmy? You know his name?
Yeah, not the top of my head, but I know.
See that Jimmy don't even know his damn name.
I know the name would come down to me. I just don't have it.
Jacoby, when you come on this show and put those ignorant ass comments up here, all ignorant mean you don't know. That's all it means. Just mean you don't.
The ODY kid, he's going, I think, Troy State. I can't think his name.
But he talking about Wesley Yates. He compared the boy earlier, talking about Wesley Yates. Hell no, Jacoby. Don't do that.
No,
don't do that.
How about in that game? In that game against who they played, I think Silsby, it might have been. It might have looked like that against that game. He shot the ball very, very well. I think he had 37 points. Okay. He only missed like about 3 or 4 shots. He had a hell of a stat line. And
he played against the great Jared Harris?
Yeah.
So he had 37 on the great Jared Harris?
Yeah. Now understand, Jared Harris, understand.
No, Jamie, no.
We didn't expect Silsby to beat this team, but we didn't expect Silsby to get beat by
No.
the margin they got beat.
I'm talking about the matchup. So Jared Harris had 40 what?
No, Jared Harris had 27. It was 27, but the energy from Jared early on wasn't there. It was more so. It was a remember, consistency is the key, and we got so many kids have Jekyll and Hyde inside of them, and we saw nonchalant Jared Harris early on. Then he turned it on later on, but the game was already.
So in this game, did Jared Harris know about this dude? Maybe he like me and you. He might didn't know who Risby was. Miles Risby. That's the first time I ever.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did not. He should have. If he didn't, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised because he's the only kid from ODY that's signed a Division I scholarship.
So guess what? Wasn't no smack talk. Wasn't no smack talk before that game. I wonder.
That's the whole thing. That's John Urie. What if Jared Harris had 37 that game? He had the same stat line and like Doug Jones say, allowed 37. And somebody can pull up this. Doug, you might have the stat sheets. His stat line was really, really good. Like, I'm talking about something like maybe 16 for 19 from the field, some stuff like that. And
I like it when I don't come to the game so I can hear this kind of stuff. Doug, where you at? Doug, you ain't mentioned them. If Doug put his report, if they put the reports out yet, are they going to come out tomorrow?
Well, yeah, that report has been out. It's on the RCS Sports.
I didn't see Miles Risby name on nothing. So what tournament did he play in?
That was in the Hoops Giving Classic.
So he played in I missed that. I didn't see him play. I saw one game. I went to see Wesley Yates, and that was it. So did he come back? What did Miles Risby come back and do? Did he play at Rick's event too?
No.
Oh, so he played at one event and went home.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, Miles, I just didn't know you, man. I know who you are now. Shout out to Miles Risby from ODY.
And I'm looking at it right now. Miles was 16 for 19 from the field. 16 for 19.
How tall is Miles?
Right?
How tall is Miles?
About 6'5"?
Oh, he got a little size on him. He ain't no midget.
No, he's not a midget.
What position does he play?
Depending on what you got him, he's a wing. He's a just say wing to be safe.
Okay.
Check this out. This stat line. 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 4, of course, and 4 steals. But the 16 for 19.
Shit, he missed 3 shots.
And 37 points.
Right.
Jared Harris had 27 points and
And the loss. Who won?
No, but understand, he was 6 for 9 from 3-point land. So that means he shot it, like I say, but he turned it on late on, but the game was way out of, the score was, you ready for the final score? 100-57.
What?
So that's the thing that was disappointing. Like you, and bringing
hey, Doug, I'm finna play a college coach on you. I love when y'all. How many of them 37 was college baskets that he'll get in college? Jimmy, you didn't see the game, did you?
Yeah, I only saw a portion of the game.
I'm asking Doug. He put all them damn stats up there. How many were college baskets, Doug? How many was layups? How many? Because he played against an inept team that they beat by 1,000. How many was it because of that? Y'all already know. Y'all already know. I'm going to challenge. I mean, that's what y'all get. Y'all got to quit being mad at me. I'm going to challenge. If you put it on the screen, if you talk to me about it, I'm going to challenge. Don't get mad. Just come at me with a better argument. How many of them 37 were college basketball if he was playing against U of H when they going to erase them goddamn layups coming in at 6'5", like they did Kent State the other day? Thank you. Herb Baker. I love this kind of stuff. It's 20. Okay. All right. I like that. Okay. Thank you, Doug. He got most of his points from mid-range. Okay. Well, guess what? Mid-range, but you raising up over Reggie Chaney and Joyce Walker is different from raising up under the little guys on the team that's waiting on the football players to come and play. See, hey, y'all, nothing negative. Miles, a great feat, sir. I'm just telling you how college coaches used to tell me when I used to call and tell them, man, my son had 35. He had 30 this. He had 30 this. He said, but Robert, how many is he going to get in college? Man, that shit went all the way down to 15. It whittles. I whittles it all the way down because he wasn't going to get this here. He'll get this on Bel Air, but he ain't going to get this on, he ain't gonna get this on Georgia Tech. So, yeah, how many threes he made? That's a good one, Herb. I like that. How many threes he made? That's a good one, Herb. I like that. Jimmy, you done hit the mute button, man.
I said, which player? Which player you asked about the threes?
I'm talking about what's his name? Miles. Yeah, Miles. Oh, he was 2 for 2. Okay. I like old Miles.
He had a hell of a stat line. Now
you got somebody on the phone?
Now we got right now. We got a special injunction for you guys, and right before we get ready to land the plane on the Chop Shop, and that is first we're going to ask you guys to share the show right now. Share the show to your timelines, to your groups, real quick. You haven't shared it all day, and remember, as we spoke earlier twice during the show, had at the beginning in the first hour, and of course, then both of us in the second hour. And that is University of Houston is now #1 in the country for men's college basketball. #1 team in the country. Earlier, we also were just doing some brainstorming, just checking some stuff out on how many players from the state of Texas on this team in comparison to the 1983 team. And we have one of the key pieces to this University of Houston coaching staff, to their program. We have Bilal Batley live on the Chop Shop with us right now. And we have Bilal.
How's it going?
What's going on, Bilal?
How you doing?
Can y'all hear him, Heather?
Yeah, we can hear him.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Bilal.
Yeah,
congratulations, man. What it feel like being #1 in the country right now?
Man, for us internally, we're telling our players do it in April, But it feels good. It feels good for our former players. It feels good for our previous staff, fans, donors, everyone. To be successful at University of Houston, this is not political talk. This is a true statement. We're not in a college town. We're in a city. So it takes a community effort for us to elevate the program like this. So we appreciate everyone. Everyone that supports us should feel good too.
And so the support being now you're number one, what does that mean? What does that mean potentially for like the players? Let's say because now a lot of players, some of their primary focus is on name, image, likeness. Do you expect I guess a surge or an uptick in corporate entities coming in trying to get attached their brands to your players?
I'm sure they do, in terms of our players, how we support our players and name, image, and likeness. We want them to succeed, excel. When it comes to recruiting, personally, we don't get involved in bidding wars. However, we want our players, we want the best player care program in the country. We want to treat our players, current and former, the best. Speaking of our current players, we want them to excel there. We want them to feel good, and they're going to be well taken care of and excelling in their name, image, and likeness activities. Being the city of Houston, we've seen some positive movement already there. So we want to confidently tell recruits, you come here, you'll be well taken care of.
And of course, if you just tune in, we got Bilal Batley live on the Chop Shop, University of Houston, Cougars, #1 in the country. That sounds good. And now I want to ask you also, we were talking, I mentioned earlier about the roster and the amount of players that's from the state of Texas or reside in the state of Texas during their high school, at a portion at least of their high school careers. And we counted right now. Went through the roster, but we stopped at the walk-ons. Where are your walk-ons from, and what's the name of them? Because they keep some of the energy going on in the bench in the locker room as well.
Right. Well, the main walk-on is Ryan Elvin from Round Rock High School. He went to Cedar Ridge High School, and he's a very important part of our program. Great student, but I would say he's in our upper tier of hardest workers on the team. Stays in elite routine, probably works out 2 to 3 times a day on his own. So it's a good example for the rest of the players. And then Darius Bowser is another player. He's actually a scholarship walk-on, about 6'9", 230 pounds, grad transfer from College of Charleston. So those two are great additions. And he wants to be a GA next year, so he already knows what he wants to do after the season's over with.
And Derek, he's from college, went to College of Charleston, but he's not from the state of Texas though, right?
No, he's from out of state on the East Coast.
So y'all only pack, how many walk-ons do you pack? That's 2 of them. How many you have on the roster, on the team? 2 or 4?
Right now, just 1. Including Darius Bowser too.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Elvin being the main one. So we've had multiple in the past, but this year, the way it falls, we only have 1, Ryan Elvin.
And now moving forward, I guess all eyes are on the Cougars. You first of all, your upcoming game, but I know skipping past that, December the 10th, I think, is Alabama comes to town. Alabama just knocked off North Carolina, the previous #1 team, and just take us in the mindset that you have them. I think you have Virginia on the schedule. What can we expect from these Cougars coming forward?
The Cougars wise, we're #1 in the country on paper. And again, I give credit to our former players for that, elevating our program to where the committee feels that way about us. This current roster, we have a chance to be the best team in the country, possibly. We just want to be competitive NCAA tournament. And right now we're shooting for a 1 seed or a 2 seed. The good thing about this current team, we have good players, a mixture of returners and some new young players. But we got room to improve. I don't look at that as a bad thing. I look at that as a good thing because you don't want to peak too early.
How did you got something, Bilal?
I'm just, man, I'm proud of him, and I'm sitting here saying we hadn't did this since 1983, and I know, and I watched this game this weekend, Bilal. This is the first time I ever seen y'all be tested like that. What is the mindset of coach this week? You got tested a little bit with Kent State. They were physical with y'all. I've never seen a team be that physical just like y'all. So what's the mindset for the for the rest of the season? We're #1. Hey, y'all see? I mean, what was the mindset? What was Coach Sampson and what were y'all putting into the players? Look here, man. Y'all gonna get everybody's best shot. What's the mindset going forward?
Well, well, if you look at the best sports programs in the country, or even in the world, let's take the Los Angeles Lakers. God rest his soul, Kobe Bryant used to say it all the time. When the Lakers went on a regular season 6, 7, 8, 10 game winning streak, Kobe always used to say, the fans don't care about that. They say, do that in June. You know, for the next step for our program, we want to be a national title contending team every year. So this is great, but can you do it in April? You know, March Madness is great, but the national championship game Monday night is always in April. Can you go compete in April? You know, so
Gotcha.
and then look, Jimmy and Hatter, you have coached both you guys before. You've been on the sideline in some capacity. Think about how easy it is to motivate your team, saying, hey, that team in the other locker room is number one in the country. They're going to play out of their minds. It's not going to be Kent State or Norfolk State or Alabama, whoever.
Right.
You know, that's going to be players that might have their best career games, you know, to elevate themselves with something huge in their careers playing against a top-tier team. So our players need to understand that.
Now the phone
Players with
coming back.
Yeah.
Bilal,
So,
you lost it for a minute. Are you still there?
yeah, he probably was walking
I
through
am.
some.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got another quick one for you. I was thinking about. I remember the not necessarily the lean years, the beginning of the Kelvin Sampson regime, and I remember talking to you, and you were saying, Robert, what we're trying to do is make this a destination place to players. We want this place got to look like a 5-star program. This place got to look like a national championship type program. This school got to be a place where guys want to come. Now it wasn't happening then, but I remember you and me having these talks, the things that have to be placed for, you called it something. I forgot what you called it. Some kind of program. But I just want to play, because y'all, this was not always the case. Kevin Sampson used to have to walk around the campus with a bullhorn to get people from come to the game. And some of our viewers are not familiar with that. But take me from that moment when we didn't have no crowds. Wasn't but just a few people in Fertitta Center. Probably just me and Doug. So, I mean, just take me from there to right now, personally, forget the kids, personally, how this feel to you, because you talked about this thing, and it seemed like y'all done talked this thing into existence.
It feels, for me personally, it feels good. But, you know, I'm a team first guy, and there are a lot of people that put a lot of effort. For example, you know, everything that happens on the court is Kelvin Sampson, but everything that happens off the court, a lot of it has to do with Lauren Sampson.
Wow.
And she makes us hot major, you know, with fundraising, marketing, you know, fans, donors. She does a great job. So Lauren Sampson, she deserves a lot of credit. For me personally, I'm a Houstonian. So it's always been a dream for University of Houston to send, no matter what school you graduated from or attending, if you're from Houston, this should still be your school. If you live here and if you're from here, you should feel good and proud. During the pandemic and that freeze that we had, a lot of Houstonians had a hard time. When we got back from the Final Four in that bubble, when we got to Houston, a lot of people, there was a lady that pulled me to the side and said, hey, you coach at U of H. I want to let you know you gave us something to root for and cheer for when the whole world stopped. And that made me feel really, really good. And that inspires me to continue to help the program.
Man, but Bilal, man, we're proud of you and the entire program over there. You know, this is great. You know, being number one now. The thing is, we hopefully to see this number one rank and keep the team to keep on winning. Their defense has been impeccable most of this season, if not all season. The way that these guys are all over the court, getting after it and shutting down the star players on opposing teams. You are quickly before you get up out of here, explain to people how does it go? Because I think this is one of the questions somebody asked me last week. What's the rule, or the general rule, or the house rule for U of H when it comes to prospects getting tickets to the games? How does that work? Because some people may not understand what's the allotments, if there's
Right.
if any.
Yeah, so the NCAA, this is not just a university use rule, which is not a U of H rule. It's an NCAA rule. To any NCAA school, Division I school you go to. So a coach, that could be a workout coach, a high school coach, AAU coach, gets 2 tickets. Okay, if they have any in their allotment. They might not have any left over, but potentially NCAA rules, coaches get 2 tickets. That means themselves plus 1 for a guest equals 2. And then for recruits, they get a total of 3 tickets. That's 1 for themselves plus 2 guests. That's 3 total. And usually that has to be done in advance. Those ticket opportunities are closed the day of the game, done 2 days prior.
So I know you got T-Mobile because that's what my phone been doing lately.
I'm sorry, I'm walking through campus.
I know. Mine do the same thing. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. So that's what we want to know, to get that. And so now, parents, if you heard that, so who do they generally contact to see if the allotment of prospect tickets or grassroots coaches or whatnot, who do they contact? The sports information director?
They should just call. I don't have the number in front of me, but I will send it over to you, Jimmy. Just the front, our main basketball office and our operations staff will answer the phone, and they'll get you that information.
Wow.
But
the men's basketball office here at U of H.
And that applies at pretty much, or that should apply at every Division I school, what you just described, right?
Correct. It does, absolutely, 100%.
So that means you're watching right now in the Chop Shop, guys, whatever city you're in, and you have a prospect in your family. That's generally in the does it include what, A grade on up, or what grades, Bilal?
No, sophomores on up.
Okay.
Complimentary tickets cannot be provided to freshmen, 8th graders, and 7th graders.
Okay.
Why? Why?
Why?
Why, Bilal?
That's the NCAA rule that they put in. One reasoning that they came up with, they want freshmen to be able to focus, not on recruiting, but making sure that they're doing the right things academically and things of that nature. But that's the NCAA rule they put in.
Yeah.
That also, that also goes for unofficial visits. We are not allowed to bring freshmen on campus.
Right.
7th, 8th, and 9th graders, we're not allowed to bring them on as unofficials. Only for sophomores through seniors.
But man, definitely, man. Thanks for the nuggets, man. That's
job,
good
man.
educational info. But once again, congratulations. You got to get to practice, man. Thanks. And tell everybody we'll say hello, man. We are proud of the culture and the success that you guys have had, man. It has been very, very much deserved. And man, Bilal Batley, guys, University of Houston men's basketball. Thanks, Bilal, so much.
Hey, the last thing I do want to say, I said it's a community effort, but Jimmy and Hatter, you guys were there from the start, so you were part of this success. So we want to thank you guys too.
Oh man, we appreciate that, man.
Thank you, man.
The Chop Shop, man. Hey, remember you guys coming over to the radio station, man, getting it in.
No doubt.
Hey, bug us to death. Hey man, can we come this week? Dude, you just was on there 2 weeks ago. Hey, can we come again? We gotta promote the program, man. Get to the community.
Man, it's amazing, man. You're making me think about some stuff right now. What'd you say, Bilal?
We gotta get the Phil and Derek type situation back. That was great.
Oh yeah, that's right,
man. Poor Phil and Derek, man.
Down the city.
Don't look good.
We put air in the tires, Bilal. They rolled down the boulevard, man.
We put hell of air in that tire. Hey, Hey,
They took the peach cobbler away and everything, man. They took the buffet away. Man, that, man, I
hey,
gained 20
man.
pounds with them damn people, all that damn
Hey.
food.
Who in that venue?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
nice.
man.
That was nice. We got to find
So
another venue like that. That's all. We got to find the right situation, man. It'll happen. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
yeah, man.
Well, let me run. It was good talking to you guys, and again, thank you guys.
Thanks
All
a
right.
bunch. Thanks a bunch, Bilal. It's
Wow.
Bilal Batley, guys, man. The U of H basketball is always good. The champs in the building, man. Hey, and guess what? You know, we'll continue the conversation again on tomorrow about, and I asked him the question, do you think now, because everybody loves a winner. And now that they're the number one team in the country,
Mm-hmm.
they have players from DFW,
Mm-hmm.
from the ASAC, that's Austin, San Antonio, Killeen area,
Mm-hmm.
and Greater Houston. This is unlike the University, the Phi Slamma Jamma, which we went through earlier on the rosters. All of the Phi Slamma Jamma Texas-based players were from Greater Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So now, being a reflection of all those different parts of Texas, and we're representing the state, does some of those corporate entities, does Dale want to come in and get one of those kids from ASAC, like Shed, who's right there from in the shadows of Dale headquarters, you know, the software company? Does some of the companies out of DFW come and hop on more? Even though they got some, it's not enough. You're number one now. And the opportunities should be the same, knowing that this program is going into the Big 12. What is it? 2 years away, or is it next year?
What? The Big 12?
Big
I don't
12.
know when they're coming in. I don't know.
Thank-
I know. I mean, yeah, even ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell y'all too. At some point, we're going to talk about it. But U of H sent me over some education. I mean, some what you call it? Eligibility guidelines, so you can understand NCAA. They sent it to me about a month ago, and I wanted to look over it. So I want to figure out how to share with y'all on the show. They sent me a lot of information that can have you prepared. You ninth graders, y'all. This is a great thing for all the mamas of the ninth graders. I'll give y'all an announcement when I'm gonna talk about it. But it lets you know what you have to have and what you got to do to be eligible and to be able to transfer, to be able to do this, to be able to do this. And so it's they gave me tons and tons of information. I'm just trying to see how to formulate it so I can put it on the show. So but shout out to that program, man. It's got to be a great thing, Jimmy. I mean, when I think about it, that guy said that what he called it, a high major program. Remember I told you he said, man, how I'm trying to make this into a high major program. High major. Well, it's there and ready to roll. But I'm out of here.
Yeah. So it's amazing, man. I understand. This is right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, this happened. Yeah, on our watch.
U of H number one, Texas number two.
Yes.
This is a team that just months ago, people's like, man, think about it. What is that coach doing? He gonna get, man, how long is he gonna last?
Yeah, they left Beard for dead, man.
Think about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beard is sitting there. Think about that.
I was one of the ones. I left him for dead.
Man,
I was wondering how he just showed, man. Hey, man, some people just know how to manage this stuff, man. That's all this stuff is about, Jimmy. Managing 20 to 20-year-old kids and managing them coaches that's under their staff. You got to be a great manager, man. Beard, I don't know you that well, but boy, you're doing something, man. You're doing something, man. And I was one of the guys that because they was telling me Texas this and Texas this, Texas ain't gonna do this, and I agreed with them. But guess what? You made a believer out of me. I didn't know these new dudes you got. I didn't know, Jimmy. The people who were telling me all the bad stuff, they didn't tell me about that point guard with that hair, with them braids. They didn't tell me about him. I didn't know nothing about that dude. That dude there came in. Boy, listen to me, mamas and daddy. That's what I told y'all, point guards are made. When you a bad dude, Jimmy told me this long time ago. I never forget it. He said, man, point guards are known for their wins. You tell your son he got to start winning. On that little terrible ass team he had. And he turned that little terrible ass team into a perennial going deep in the playoffs. That's how you do this thing. Point guards are known for they got to get the win. They got to have me talk. I don't even know the young man's name, but I watched them play, and he was cold. And Jimmy, then I watched somebody play the other night, and y'all gonna help me. Ramey used to play for Texas last year. He killing at Arizona.
Yeah, that's
That
right.
guard, him 50-year guy. He killing at Arizona, man. So, man, let me tell you something. People don't understand, man. Just because you transfer, maybe sometimes you might need to transfer. You follow me? So, shout out to all of those guys, man. Bilal and Lauren Sampson. Jimmy, we already know what she does.
Oh man,
Unbelievable.
That's a dude. It's a corp. That's a business.
So Fortune 500 come.
The way that that's ran, it's a business.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Like what Bilal does, and I think Herb Baker, you mentioned he was talking about the players and how you can get the tickets and stuff. Yes, it's true. Herb, U of H, they normally would contact those top shelf players for those tickets are already pretty much gone.
Yeah,
and for them. Yeah. But that don't apply for TSU or HCU or Rice. They would take any of your calls, going and getting one of those taking a kid, a young man, to watch a Division I basketball game is an experience that they would let those kids come.
Jimmy, let me explain.
Let them come.
Let me explain something to Uga, and I want you to listen to this very, very well. In football, one player won't make no difference. And a lot of these other sports, baseball, sometimes one player. And basketball, the right player can change your program around. Don't you ever forget it. The right point guard come from this team to this team can change your pro. It's 5 on the floor. But I just want to help you out. Because everybody think this is an equal opportunity thing. The right player in basketball, all it takes is one to change a team. So I'm just giving you something that you probably, with that statement, you probably didn't understand. In basketball, one player matters. But Jimmy, we got to get out of here, man.
We got to get up out of here. We in super duper overtime, and I want to. We talking about paying attention. About talking about culture and creating culture and getting people to believe. And I thought about when you said about that bullhorn and how them days when Kevin Sampson did. I'm gonna tell you guys something. I'm not saying that these guys he's gonna turn this place into a national champion right now. But I know one thing: the whole ambiance of the campus at Kansas State has changed since Jerome Tang got on that campus. I remember him going and going to the football games and leading chants during the tailgate, and even though that don't have nothing to do with them on the field, but he made people feel proud in that small town. And now the basketball team has won. They're undefeated.
They're undefeated?
Pay attention. Wow. They ain't lost a game.
I ain't been looking at them.
They ain't lost a game.
Guess what, Jimmy?
Beat LSU the other day. LSU the other day.
Jimmy, they went and got a dude, Jimmy. That dude from Florida who had the heart attack and couldn't play, his heart was messed up. That's a dude. Hey, what my girl? Thank you, Jimmy, for helping me out there. They winning. That one guy can change the way these other guys playing. It ain't that one guy gonna win the game, but the right guy comes in there, he can change the way your rest of your guys playing and how their habits. All of this stuff is about habits, Uncle, and we'll explain that to y'all at another time. Look at Uncle said, wow, yeah, Uncle, I'm just helping you out so you can, when your other girls talking that stuff, Uncle, you said one guy does matter in football. Now in football, one guy might not matter unless his name Tom Brady. But Jimmy, get us out of here. I had to get a plug for my boy Tom.
He need more than the plug after yesterday performance.
But Jimmy, they losing 1 year. The next year he come in, they had crab legs 1 year. That same team, he come in the next year and won the Super Bowl. That's the one I'm talking about. I ain't talking about what he doing now.
Yeah, man. So, hey, it's that time to slide down Dino's back. You guys know how we doing the Chop Shop. You guys on there, many of y'all have, when you ladies have
Yeah.
a sister or
Uh-huh.
you have a brother,
Uh-huh.
and you think back when y'all was teenagers or when you're younger years, or when y'all get during the family reunion, and y'all get to fussing and cussing, and then guess what? After it's over with, you go pop one over and pop one open, and you keep on going.
That's what we about to do.
Oh, y'all go to understand. The chop shop. We good. That's my brother right there. I'm gonna get on his ass. Y'all just happen to be.
He got to get on my ass. I like that.
And he gonna get on my ass.
Absolutely.
And we gonna keep on, and we good.
Yeah.
So understand,
Don't-
this is the chop shop. It gives you enough energy to laugh a little bit and get on through your work day, especially coming off these holidays. So now we understand. Thank you guys for tuning into the chop shop. We're gonna ask you to share the show one more time on your way out the door, right? And then guess what? Share it to your timelines, to your pages. A lot of good stuff on this show. We'll be right back at it on tomorrow.
Jimmy, comment on what Uga's guest said. Thank you.
What's
I'm
that?
glad to come on. I'm glad I came on, and we're still on. Think about that, Uga. What she said is powerful, Jimmy. They might not seem like many words. We're still here.
Consistency.
Thank you, Uga. I'm glad you know.
Longevity.
You can go away for months and come back. And we still, but because y'all don't know, it's been some days we say, oh, hell no, man. Yeah. It's been some days. But guess what? We got a bigger purpose now. It's big. Man. It's big. Look at that. We got the #1 team. We came on this show. That team wasn't nothing. What nobody talking about U of A? And now look. They got me wearing a t-shirt. We got me wearing a shirt. Look at that. Just take a look. She was watching FIBA. She was watching the FIBA. Okay, go watch hockey. We'll get you. Boy, I got some stuff to share, y'all. Boy, I got some good stuff for y'all tomorrow. Huh?
No, we got it. Next week, we'll start a new. Starting this week, I guess on probably on Thursdays and Mondays or something. Somehow a new portion, a new segment, but stuff that we may have seen on TV or something, or books we may have read over the weekend, and we can let them know what they miss. Yeah. Because you mentioned something about this the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, and I watched the what's the guy on HBO? The
Brian
show.
Gumble.
No, not I watched Brian. I watched Brian, the white guy who has the English accent. His name is John something. What's John's name? You guys know what I'm talking about. What's John's name?
Light skinned cat?
No, he's a white guy. He's English guy. John.
I don't know.
I think it's Oliver.
What do you do?
Yeah, Oliver Olivier. It's on HBO.
Well,
he does a segment in this weekend's show about that World Cup stuff I did not know. And
you talking about where is that being held in Qatar? You know, they looking like Qatar. They call it Qatar. How you talking about the labor stuff?
About the labor and how those guys, they had one of the cameras they took into one of the residences where the laborers live. And this particular one has no shower, no bathroom, have a restroom, but not a bathroom.
Stinking up in there, boy.
And they got to take baths out of buckets. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of that this morning when we have a water advisory in Houston, and they advised everybody to boil the water and everything. And so if you haven't watched it, watch it. Watch that.
It's on HBO. Okay.
Yes. Watch that. Anyway, man, we got to get up out of here.
Oh yeah, this is Jimmy. This is a record. We ain't.
Oh shit.
Never been on this long.
You know what? We're gonna start putting the tip jar on here for y'all ass. We're gonna do like Roland Martin, start putting the cash app on there. How do you do it? We gotta put the cash app on there.
Yeah,
like Roland Martin,
y'all got the apples around this joint.
Man, good gracious. Y'all lucky. See, that's the only thing. It's happy hour don't have no meaning for me today, Heather, because I can't get no ice in my glass. We got a weather bar. I don't want that ice in that bar.
Hey,
So we can talk all day.
Dude, I'm gonna bring you some water. You know I got my own well, so I'm gonna bring.
About him to drink. If I go to happy
No, I
hour,
can bring you some ice.
Oh, you made your own ice?
Yes, sir. We on a different well from y'all. I don't know what the hell y'all doing out there. He said y'all be till no. He said, oh, we've been to 3:30 before. I don't remember that.
I think we did go. We did one time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We took that thing out. We took it out.
That's too damn long. Well, we
Shout
out
out,
here
man.
now.
Shout out to Duncanville High School up there, man. Took care of their business up there in DFW.
Okay.
Glenn Smith nephew, another outstanding event up there at the Thanksgiving Hoop Fest. Hey man, great all around. Great day to be in the state of Texas. And shout not to disrespect none of you guys that's out there. We love you guys, all of y'all. We'll see you on tomorrow. Shadow Show on your way out the door. For Robert Allen, Jim X, we up out of here.
Hurry back, Jimmy, because I want to talk about Jamal Crashan some more. I'll see y'all later.
Man.
All right. Bye.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in